there, ref. That's he got the ball. Ian.
Yep.
Yes, guys, welcome back to the Irish Hotspur. I do apologize about being late. We had a lot of technical issues to try and get this one up and running. Hopefully, Tottenham Hotspur can match our work ethic and our ambition to do this for you guys and get the result. Of course, the obvious, you see, no Jack here today. Well, that's because Jack is away visiting the sister. We said we'd give him some vacay time. So we have drafted in Nick to do the watch along with us and all the buttons and all the crazy stuff. So hopefully you don't have me messing up. But as always, Nick always fills in. So get your questions in from any talking points, anything you want to hear off him. And like I said, I do apologize for being late, but let's get into it. The lineups, let's give our quick thoughts. Look, for me, I think it's as strong as probably Postecoglou could have gone, Nick. I'm glad he made the change in terms of Pedro Porro out and Jed Spence coming in here, because Pedro Porro against Rangers, I thought he was absolutely atrocious. But I don't blame him to a certain degree. I think he's leggy. I think he's overused. So I think it was the right decision to bring in some fresh legs down that side. The midfield is going to be interesting to see how it works. Is it going to be a double pivot? Is it going to be 1, 6, and 8, and a 10? It'd be very interesting to see how that works. But bringing in Bergvall and Papamatasar in there combined with the young backline, I do get a little bit nervous, That's why I think, the likes of Madison, Kulusevski, Son, Solanke, they have to go after Southampton today. They have to press them up nice and high. They've created the most errors leading to goals this season, Southampton. So the onus is on us to go at them. The blueprint is there. Go and press them. They've tried to play the exact same way we do. So in order to protect that young midfield, in order to protect that young backline, you look at Dragosin 22, Udogie 21, Archie Gray 18, Spence 23, 24, Bergvall 18, Star 22. You've got to protect them. You've got to play the game in their half tonight. So hopefully these players are up for the fight. Be very interesting to see how the players rock up to this game, especially after Postecoglou putting them on public blast. For me, usually that's a manager's last stand by doing that. So let's see what sort of reaction we get today. Nick, what's your thoughts on the lineup? And also, just Nick, when you look at the bench, it's young as well. We've only really got 3 senior players to try and come off that bench and change it. So you would think the first 11 probably have to get the job done here this evening.
Without a doubt, man. And I think that's why, as you mentioned before, that's why he rested Dom, sort of, rested Kulusevski, sort of. He still had to bring him in that Rangers match, and I don't think that sits well with anybody right now. This is a very, it's kind of what you want to see from this lineup, but kind of, definitely we don't want to have to be in this position right now where there's this many youngsters on the bench right now. We get to see the mystery man Spence.
How do you think
kind of get the? You know what, man? I have a feeling he's gonna pull a blinder. I absolutely, because that's the kind of guy he is, and that's the kind of career he's had, especially at this club right now. But you still get this feeling that it's not by choice that he's playing Spence right now. It's by necessity because of Porro's bad form, and that's not a good thing right now, man. But before we get to, they're lining up in the tunnel. Before we kick off, let's see who's in the chat right now. Chat and watchers, bear with us right now, man. This is the first time I've been running the controls in a long time. Jack has gotten it mastered down, man, and I need to take lessons from him. But we're going to see how it goes, and we're going to hope for the best, just like Tottenham versus Southampton right now. But Drew Zilla's in the house, that's for sure. Big Mark is in the house, Danny Darko. That's what, never heard of you, but hey, it's good to see you up in here, AK Shegs. Mick Hermelot, always a pleasure. Vinyl Horror. I've had plenty of those in my life, man. I DJed for the first time last night in about 14 years. Luckily, it was all on computer, and I killed it. Keith Edwards is in the house. Big up Dave Ginola, Rav D, Big King. He's my man. He's looking for a wing. I don't know how confident he is about that right now. Ed Martin, big up to you, sir. Neil G, Paolo Morotti, Brecken, Tot 943. We're going to run through these real quick, man, because kickoff is imminent right now. Scott Hyman, big up to you. David Hills, SOF. I still want to know what that stands for, too. I got a lot of theories. We Are Spurs TV, always in the house, man. NJ123. Neil G, always seeing you. Kevin Salisbury. That's the first one. But, that's my quick run through. Fat Tony, what's good? True, true patch up in here, man. If you're not laughing, you're crying. That's for true, Fat Tony, man. Because I'll tell you what, man, that Chelsea match, one of the two times in my Spurs fandom career where I felt physically ill after watching 90 minutes of football, man. I had to I was at work. I had to excuse myself for an hour, take a little nap in the bathroom, and come out and try to deal with it. Drew Zilla with the $10 super chat. Why is it a player can come out and say, I'm sorry, haven't performed or played well enough, and the team needs to do better? We hear it often enough, but a manager can't say about the players. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that, Davo?
No, look, for me, I have no problem with the manager calling out players. Like I said, I think, they get protected an awful lot in the public, from managers and stuff like that. And often, you look at some of their bad lifestyle choices, they often get covered up and stuff like that. How many Man City players have crashed cars on nights out and stuff like that? You know what I mean? And it just gets covered up, swept under the rug. So, I think football is changing for the worst in that degree, because I think players, they all know they have to run of football clubs right now because of the high wages, high transfer fees, signing on fees, and everything else they're pumping into them. So they have to run in a football club because it's easier to get rid of all the other pieces around it and pay them off than it is to change your squad. But I think at some point, as a football club, you've got to stand up and try and change that culture. And I think, if a manager is willing to stand there and call out players, I would hope that he's got the boards backing behind him and he's doing it to see who's with him and who's not over this period between now and January. And then he can sort of say, right, he's not with us, get him out, get this guy in. It's hard to sort of know, Nick, for me, whether Postecoglou has done it, to sort of, it's the last roll of the dice, because usually every manager likes to keep everything in public, or has he done it knowing that he does have the backing of the board and he's putting the players under pressure now?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's the mystery question right now, man. I think, I haven't put my 2 cents in any kind of chat or discussion in a while, man. But I think the board is going to back him because I think they don't have much of a choice, really.
Okay.
I think that they have to stick with what they got because there isn't anybody else who's going to come in and do a better job and hit the ground running. It's just going to be more money down the tube. They have to give him time to fix this. That's one man. That's one Yanks position right now, man. And I haven't heard from anybody any other possible managerial options that can start in right now. If you want to pull the plug on Postecoglou, other reasons I don't think it makes sense. But big up, Tyler. Good to see you too, man. Daniel Larson as well, man. Haven't talked to either of you guys in a minute, man. Skunkworks in the house. No Dr. Spurs tonight. That's without a doubt, man. No Dr. Tottenham for this team. They're about to kick off.
Yeah.
What are their injuries like, man?
They have a few injuries. They tricked me, though. Bednarek was supposed to be out, but he's starting here. But, they are on the third choice goalkeeper, McCarthy. He's older than Fraser Forrester, if I'm correct. You know what I mean? So, they do have their other first choice centre back missing. They've got injuries like we do, so there should be no excuses. The problem is, teams like this will fancy they can turn Tottenham over because of how we've been over the last season and a half. So they automatically come into these games with belief. So you're already battling that. That's why we've got to be on point tonight, nice and early on, like we are here. That's an absolute great turn by Jed Spence. He's already marauded forward. He plays it in behind Madison. It's 1-0! It's James Madison, Jed Spence
with the assist from Spence. Oh my Lord!
It is.
I'm telling you.
It's the greatest redemption arc in history. Come on, we are witnessing greatness right here in front of our eyes. Jedi Spence just picks up the ball, runs directly at them, and then he feeds Madison in with a great ball in behind. Let's look at it. Forrester to Bergvall. Bergvall to Radu Dragic. This is great movement out from the back. Radu onto Jed Spence. Jed Spence looking to come forward. He plays a lovely pass in here. He just gets turned, skins his man, opens everything up, plays a great ball in behind for Madison, who's onside. No fear of that being ruled out. And Madison tucks it home 1-0 to the good, Nick. Come on! This could be.
That's how you want to start, man.
This could be.
That's how you want to start.
Today. Oh, Nick, what an introduction by Jedi Spence, huh? Fucking
welcome back. I mean, how many months has it been since he's touched a ball in anger? It's got to be 3. It's got to be at least 2.5.
Do you know
all right, man?
He's got to be kept now, Nick. Postecoglou's got to trust him more. This is 1 minute into this game. He's already at it. Look at this. He's already tracking
Ball
back
over the
to
top, though.
cross.
They're trying to target him. They're trying to get over our hard line already. And you can see their game plan is to press early and press strong.
Oh, the redemption arc is well and truly on. Oh, look at this lovely pressing from Tottenham Hotspur. Let's see how the chat reacting to that goal. They're absolutely buzzing with it. All I can see is Spence. Spence-tacular. Oh, it's too good. It's too easy, this. It's lovely. What a start to the game. Maybe you're the lucky charm, Nick.
Yeah, well, that would be a first. There's a first for everything, buddy, Even a blind dog will find a nut every once in a while. Who have Southampton got playing up top right now? I've done no homework on this going in.
Oh, Jesus. What are the names? Give me 1 second.
Tyler, buddy, that's terrible, man. My whole family went through about the influenza type A for over a week, for about a week and a half. I hope that's not what you got, buddy.
Jason, I don't like anybody being sick right before the big day, Christmas. Big up, Tyler. Hopefully you're keeping well. So up front, they have Adam Armstrong, and they also have Sulemana.
Mm-hmm. And Fraser Foster being very brave with his plays out the back there, which is always makes me a little bit nervous. But he's been actually surprisingly good, a lot better than he was when we saw him last year at actually getting the ball to who he wants to.
Yeah.
It's just on that intense press. It leaves us open for a lot of mistakes.
Yeah. It does, but I think we have to go at Southampton that way. I think, for me, I just think, right now it'd be ideal to go and get a nice quick second, give us that bit of a cushion. Sonny's on the ball here. He takes it down lovely with one touch. Oh, who's that on the overlap? Maddison, he slips. Back to Sonny. What an introduction by Jed Spence, though. You talk about, giving an opportunity and trying to take them where they come along and being patient. We got to have a conversation about that kid at halftime. We got to. He's been railroaded by this football club, and he just still turns up with the right attitude. Nice, quick football here.
It looks like his teammates are quite willing to feed him right now and let him be a creative outlet is what I'm watching right now.
Sarah moves it on to Archie Gray. He's looking more and more mature. Great ball out to Maddison. Oh, what a start to the game. What an ideal start to the game. If we can absolutely pump these fuckers today, it'll be brilliant heading into the United game. Jed Spence in acres of space again here, running forward. They're not going to make that mistake and let him go again.
One. Does he get by him? No, but he does.
Did he win a throw-in?
Yeah.
Okay. Southampton player rolling around the ground already.
Sorry, that's me, Kevin. I absolutely 100%. If you see that happening, let me know because I'm real rusty on this game right now. By the way, that's for a goal right there.
Oh, the scoreboard. Is that what he's on about?
Yeah.
Look, Kev. It's not going to be the polished production that
it's not. But feel free to give a reminder without a doubt.
Me and Nick are sort of winging this, we're just taking it as it goes along. So hopefully you enjoy the roller coaster, a bit like Tottenham, right? Take it one step at a time. Oh, well done, Jed Spence. That's absolutely brilliant defending. The kid's been an electric start. Opening 5 minutes, they're testing him, and he's standing up to it with aplomb. Big Fraser. Archie Gray looking for runners. Good ball out to Destiny. Destiny's got to move it forward into Son. Son tries to clip it into Bergvall. Not accurate. Straight back to Southampton. Let's go on the press after it. Southampton playing through it. Kyle Walker-Peters. Who's that? We've got Jedi Spence-tacular. Oh, we forced it. Unlucky Bergvall. Walker-Peters now running. He's going to fancy one towards the back post.
It's a little too over.
Overhit. Jedi Spence gets out there. Good pressing by Tottenham. Papa Matasar, can we break here? He feeds Solanke. Referee, get out the fucking way. Moves it on to Kulusevski. Oh. Referee slowed us right down there, prick. Oh, what a start to the game, guys. Simon Coley, great start to the game. Skunkworth says Spence looks hungry. Get that man a Big Mac. Lee Neri Daly says, Dave, update the score. Don't worry, Nick's on it, my man. Nick's on it. We get very touchy when we don't, give our team the right scoreline.
Yeah, I can't blame him. I can't blame him,
Usually Nick's one of them screaming at home to me, Dave, change the scoreboard. Madison. Ref, we'll have that free kick, please. Roll back, thank you. Left one on Madison's ankle there. That should be a yellow card. That's late, referee. That's late, referee. Pull out the card. What do you make of the start so far, Nick? 7 minutes in.
We look like it's a team with something to prove. The energy looks there. It's how we perform against the teams that are struggling is just the most baffling thing about this season. It's like, we take it for granted. And, it's kind of a trend that we've seen since basically since after the Champions League final. It's like sometimes the players just feel like, this is a given. We should be winning, or I don't care to show up right now. I'm only going to show up in the big matches. So if anything needs to change, that's one of the biggest things that needs to change at this club. Yeah. Hopefully, that's what we're looking at right now.
Yeah, hopefully. I just hope we can go at them and get a quick second, because
nice cross ball to Sonny. And takes it down very well. Look for the overlap. Oh, he does find them though. He got lucky there. Terrible pass.
Son should have played him, not Kulu. Well done,
nice.
Well mopped up. Can you feed Solanke? Onto Kulu. Kulu tries to pull it across. It's good defending. Tottenham corner kick. This is where we're going to get the big Radu Dragon Ball Z on the end of it. Let's go. That's good counter-attack there by Tottenham Hotspur. King Huddle says, good energy. Skunkworth says, the ref better leave a mark on these knobs. Daniel Aston says, my God, they're so bad.
Well, there's a reason why they are where they are right now, and their injury problems don't help either. So there's no reason. There's no reason why we shouldn't be putting a mark down on here and then moving forward.
Let's get a quick second and then just lay up the goals on them. 8 or 9-0. They're prone to one of them a year. Let's do it. Let's be the one to do them.
True.
Here we go.
Whoa, Spencer was feeling it. Didn't catch it right.
No. Unlucky for Spence. I'm loving the confidence, though. He's just playing with an air of arrogance. He's no right to do that, considering he's been on the periphery, but he's just loving it. Get that in there. Big Dom Solanke. Out to Sonny. Takes it down. Can he get one touch and shift it and bang it? He does! Ooh, right at McCarthy.
Right into the keeper. Yeah.
Oh, it's a good start from Tottenham Hotspur. How long can we keep this going? We've got to capitalise while we've got the energy. Good pressing by Tottenham, forcing Southampton into mistakes. Well done, Papa Matsar. On to Sonny. Solanke, get moving.
There you go.
Ref, that's a free kick. We'll have that one, please. Referee.
No, he's not even giving it.
Maybe he looked for it. Scott Ware says, please don't pass the start the shit passing. Fat Tony says, Radu Dragon Ball Z is amazing. I appreciate that, lad. So when we're winning, that's when you get the best of me. I come up with this stuff on the fly, my man. It's when we're losing, when no one wants to listen to me because I'm just constantly moaning. Oh, Southampton. If only Sarr could have got that pass away, we would have been in there again. Madison knows it, hands on the head. Back to Radu. Berg Valley's just playing lovely little passes either side to keep the ball moving and ticking. Spence under a bit of pressure. Goes back to Radu Dragson. Goes back to the big tree. Oh, Fraser Forster taking a risk there. Gets it to Radu Dragson, though. We're out. I'm beating the press. Let's see if we can play through it.
I'm real worried about that. He's taking too many of those. We're going to get caught out.
Oh, Madison. Good ball. Can Spence get there? He's trying anyway. Almost. It's not for the want. Yeah. Forces the keeper to pump it long. It's gone out for a Tottenham throw, and this is good stuff from Tottenham Hotspur. Good open 11 minutes here. Let's try and capitalise and get another. Come on, you Spurs. Oh, beautiful pass round the corner. Madison gets his head up, tries to feed the early ball in.
Oh, Sonny!
Sonny!
Yes! That's the Sonny! That's the son, boy!
Yes! Come on, Nico! He's in my head! Sonny! Come on, Nico! Let's have it,
That's
man.
the son. That's the son we know and love.
Come on, there's 7 or 8 here tonight. Let's unload. Let's take all our anger and frustration out on these fuckers.
Listen, man, he is a man who is frustrated right now. He is a man who is frustrated not only with his team, but with himself. And we've seen a whole lot of chances that he's blown lately. And it's not like him.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful sight when you see Tottenham like this. This is the way football's supposed to be. What do you make of I don't know whether you caught it on the pre-match build-up or not, Nick, but you know, Postecoglou and the thing about Sonny, you know, walking off at the end of the game, ignoring him, you know, you can see then the explosion of what it means to him.
Yeah. So, you know what, man? In a way, I kind of think people do try to read into people's emotions and their demeanors on and off the pitch a little bit too much, and try to try to play therapist detective and figure out what they're really thinking. Sometimes I think the simplest answer is correct, and maybe there's some tension between him and Postecoglou, or maybe Son is just really frustrated with his performance and what's going on right now. But you know, I think it's very dangerous to try to read in and always also pull out the negative answer.
It's just, do you know what? I think it's just, it gets so frustrating.
Look at that. Look at that bobbing and weaving right there, man. Yeah. You know, I'll tell you one thing about Romero's comments regarding the board, regarding sticking with Postecoglou. What that tells me, beautiful over the top ball.
What a ball. Squares it. Yes!
Get it in! Yes! Oh, this is going to be one of those. This is going to be one of those.
It's going to be an 8-0. They're 1-1 every single season. Come on. Gimme a ginger from Sweden. Number 21. His name is Kulu Messi. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. Come on. It truly is Christmas time. I just needed this win. And the Christmas miracle is underway.
Stunned Saints fans right there, man. You know what? So just to get that in, man, you know what the main takeaway for me from Romero's quotes were, you know, these players don't live in vacuums. You know, they know exactly what's going on social media. They know exactly how fans feel about them, and they know exactly what the history with the management is. And you know, he was brave enough to say it, but Son knows what people are saying about him too. You know, Son is fully aware about his lack of finishing, how people are seeing it, that they don't think that he is fit enough to be captain. It's a frustration that you can see on his face. That's what I read from his body language after that Rangers match.
Do you know what? Look, he looked very frustrated. What I will say is it didn't look good, you know, sort of ignoring the manager to that degree. But, you know, he certainly come out here. There's no better way to answer it, right? But coming out on smoke, on fire, you know, once he scored one now, that one probably might go down as a Solanke assist, but he did play that ball in behind. It's been a very good start from Sonny to this game. A really good start. 3-0 up inside 15 minutes. Nick, they are usually used to an 8-0 once a season when they're in the Premier League. Do you think?
Absolutely.
Here we go again. Dom Solanke back to Kulu. Hold your horses, ladies and gentlemen. Hold your hats. It's back to Madison.
They switched on matters.
Oh, lucky.
No.
Good idea.
Yeah, don't start just shooting balls for no reason, though. You know?
I have to laugh. I put in the chat, you know, I said, could this be an 8-0? Your man Pryor goes in underneath. Big up Stevie says, my 2-2 is still on. Well, that's well and truly gone now, lad.
You're busted on that one, unfortunately, Steve.
Come on.
Whoa. What the hell was that?
Shem Tam says, Dave, you need to tell Jack to visit his sister more often. Tell him to permanently move out there. Beg the sister to take him in. That's what we'll do. We'll start getting a hashtag going for when Jack gets back. So wherever his sisters live, I won't put it out there. I better not, actually, No, so we'll just get hashtag Jack move to where your sister is. Or something.
Move in with your sister. So if we can pull...
It's not really.
I know, yeah. So let's leave that one where it lies. If we can pull a fourth goal before the half, we're playing Ange ball, textbook style right now. We just go for the throat on and on and on. But frankly, I mean, how long can that last in one half before players have to just take a break and absorb a little pressure?
But by
I
then,
think if we could,
Southampton are demoralised, though, Nick. You know, they're going to just.
if we can get a fourth before that half, we can just play the way we want to.
Yeah. But you know what? I would if I'm Postecoglou, we don't stop, right? Embrace it. Go for the goals. Put them under pressure. Put on a big scoreline and give yourself all that confidence heading into Man United. Takes a lot of pressure off you and stuff like that. Go and load up today. That's what I would say. A bit like me in KFC, they do the bucket meals, but it's not good enough. That's not enough for me. I need a fucking chicken chaser on the side. That our little burger you get, washed down with an ice cream and a milkshake. Load up today. Here we go. Kulu in behind. Oh.
Bad ball. And right now, as far as I can see, it's a defense by an overloading offense right now. But, I want to see a bit more of defensive solidity around, on both sides of the wings in particular, because they're still trying to get us over the top and try to break fast on us.
Oh, look, they're going to keep trying. But if we, like you said, if we can go and get a fourth, that demoralizes them. They know the game's over. It's what a start by Tottenham. What an explosive start. You got to remember, this is a team that's been under pressure, under scrutiny. Same with the manager. And here we are, 17 minutes in, 3-0 up. Some would say, it's only Southampton, don't get carried away. But, we were only not so long ago, we were only moaning that we couldn't beat teams like this, couldn't open them up.
Yeah.
Let's enjoy it while it's here today. And plus, to be quite frank, it's fucking Christmas. And I said to Jack before he went, I said, Jack, I just need 2-3 wins heading into Christmas. Beat Southampton, beat Man United, and make my Christmas. Liverpool game I sort of write off, but now that they drew to Fulham, that's back on. Just give me a couple of weeks leading into Christmas because I want to enjoy it. Because when Tottenham are in like they are, it's hard to enjoy Christmas. So I'm not even going to get too carried away. I just want to have a good Christmas week.
Oh, I couldn't agree more, man.
Who done that?
Beautiful turn. Beautiful pass. It was, Yep, that was a turn by Sar to Dogie.
Onto Sonny. Back to Madison. He wants one. He wants another. On to Kulu. Sar's loading up. Back to Kulu. Go on, get Spence on the outside. Kulu. Oh, he's breaking anchors out there. Tottenham corner. They're all smiling. Look at them. They know it's there for them. They're all smiling. Sorry, I'll get you again, Kulu says. He knows it's coming.
Everybody's playing very, very fast, very progressive one-touch ball and looking for their chances immediately and not slowing down and expecting other people to come and make the runs. They're either looking for the run and doing it or doing it themselves. This is how we should be playing. Sonny's trying.
He's got to feed Spence there. He got greedy.
Yeah.
Post. Go on, Bergval. That's yours. Lucas Sauceberg. Let's go. What a start. When we get a break in play, guys, when one of the Southampton players go down and for some breathing time, we'll get your comments up in the chat, so keep getting them in. Your guys are keeping me entertained, though. You're good cracking there. Madison, what a turn. Oh, look at that. We're Madison again picks it up.
Keep going. Keep going, son. Yeah.
Right, this is going to be Solanke dragging some back posts. I can feel it. Brace yourself. Get ready for another opportunity. We're just on it today, Nico.
It's good to see. It's good to see that this is how we come out the box.
What a turn by Star, by the way, Nick, flicking the ball around these man.
Beautiful, beautiful, man.
So sexy. This is an electrifying football right now from Tottenham Hotspur. Come on, Madison. Good delivery. Just drop it right in. Back post. There we are, loading up there. We've got Radu. We've got Sar. We've got Solanke. It's asking for it. Just dropping in behind. Solanke back post. Oh, he's got Radu nearly on the end of it. Jed Spence plucks it down. What a little layoff there. Kulu. And he goes for the overlap. Jed Spence pulls it back. It's a lovely little ball. Sonny!
Oh!
Connection. Madison! Matters! Oh!
Listen, we couldn't make much of that run of play right there, but it was some damn good football. It was good decision-making.
Oh,
it wasn't executed in the best way.
Oh, Jed Spence is on fire, man. What a delivery that is. Lovely little dummy. Son had a chance there. Madison had a chance there. They're all swinging at. They all want the goals today. Oh, this is great football. This is electrifying. Drew Zilla says, so are they playing for Ange?
Very good question.
Or in spite of him? I'll leave that one to Nick.
Yeah, from what I can see right now, man, this is not an in spite of performance. This is the young guys like Spence, Bergvall, Star. I'm including in that too.
Oh, 1 second.
Trying to prove a point, trying to prove that they're good enough, and it's the older players trying to dispel all the negativity that's been thrown on them right now. And I'm looking at Madison. I'm looking at Son on that one.
What I think you're seeing is as well, by throwing in the likes of Spence, look at the impact he's had. Bergvall, very tidy in possession. You know, the two players have really had an impact. What you're seeing is younger players now coming in and taking their opportunity. So hopefully now, you know, when Basuma does come back or when Porro does come back, they see how these guys are playing so far. You know, puts them under a little bit of pressure. You know, all of a sudden, people's efforts start ramping up a little bit. So it can only do us good. And, you know, like I said, coming into this game, I think Postecoglou needed to make them changes to try and spark something. And it seems like it's worked so far.
Well, you know, it's funny. It's something had to change. And is that change just putting Spence in for Porro? I mean, as I was saying before, you know, I think that was because of necessity and not because of.
But look at the impact it's had straight away.
I mean, it's a clear impact.
Yeah. Just the energy levels alone, you know what I mean? I've had it clear. But it helps that you look at Jed Spence, to be fair to him. He hasn't given away a pass. We've seen him cross a ball beautifully onto Son's foot. You see him take on players. You've asked him, can he tread a ball through? He's done that. And, you know, can he beat a player? And he's already done that. He's shown absolutely everything, lad.
You know, could it possibly be that it's just because he's had that extended injury and Postecoglou just thought he was not fit enough to start, even though he was on the bench the last few matches? He just wasn't ready enough, and it's just now, you know, he's proving that he was ready, and it's not really about he doesn't like Jed Spence. Is there a possibility that that's the case?
There could be.
That's me with my half.
That's one thing that hasn't really been spoke about, you know, that I keep trying to put in there, you know, that Jed Spence has had a groin injury for quite some time. And the games where you want to sort of relieve Pedro Porro's the Europa League, but it was between Jed Spence, Davies, and Fraser Forrester. And unfortunately, you know, as much as I wasn't happy about it at the time, I think the club made the right call in hindsight.
I mean, it's not. It's not Spence's fault. Absolutely, it's not Spence's fault that he wasn't in the Europa League. It's the club's fault for putting us in this position. I absolutely guarantee that he would have been in there if we would have had one other club trained player to fill one of those spots.
No, 100%. And look, you know what? Jed Spence deserves massive credit. You know, the club, you know, he's had every opportunity to throw his toys out of the pram, you know, and just walk around, balloon the balls around and train and stuff. But, you know, he's stuck at it. He's put his head down. And, you know, anytime he's been called upon, he keeps saving Postecoglou's job. You know, Spurs fans will start turning on him soon, especially in the Ange Outers. Stop saving his job, but no, fair play to him. He's been called upon. Here we go. Sarr running through. Yes! What footwork by Papomata Sarr. That is absolutely unbelievable with the mentality celebration to go. Nick, look at the quick footwork here Sarr does show us in the box. We are 4-0 to good inside 25 minutes. Oh, Southampton fans are already leaving on their way home. They know another 8-0 is coming. They are not staying here for that right now. Let's have a look at this. What footwork by Papomata Sarr, though. It's unbelievable. And he just says, happy Christmas, Tottenham fans. Happy Christmas, Dave. First of all, Destiny Udogie absolutely bullies them, dispossesses them, runs at them, takes that green space, which he hasn't done in recent weeks, lays it on to Sonny. Sonny cuts inside and plays an absolute beautiful ball there to Sarr. Great touch. Great footwork, and Sarr buries it. It's 4-0 Tottenham Hotspur. I'm going to run out of songs soon, but he's a star man. Waited to score goals. He answers Davies' call. Says, happy Christmas, man. Come on. He's a star boy. Come on. What a goal. 4-0. Great work by
Beautiful. A falling down finish is always a good thing to see.
Oh, it's a beautiful day to be alive right now. I'm loving it, loving it, loving it. Loving it like this.
Man, it's all proven once again that, you know, I mean, I hate to use undroppable for anybody, you know, because, it's a rotation game. It's a squad game. It's a rotation game. But, man, it's just You know, even if you want to play a different style, does Sarr supersede both Bentancur and Basuma? If all three of them are available, do you have to play Sarr?
Not Bentancur. I think Bentancur is a fantastic player. I think the older he gets, the more we're going to start purring about him. But look, I've seen Papa Sarr's talent. I've seen it that night from the San Siro, and I've been a big advocate under Conte, that he should have used them. 1 second, Pedro Porro's coming on here for Tottenham. Edoji's going off, please, no. Oh, we can't have anything good at Tottenham. 4-0 scoreline, and now hopefully this is just precaution. I'm hoping it's precaution, but that means Spence will probably go left back. Pedro Porro's day of rest has come to an end.
And listen, hey, if that's what it is, and it is just precaution, then it is absolutely the right decision when you're 4-0 up before 30 minutes. If he maybe stubbed his toe a little bit, then get him off, because why risk it?
No, 100%. I agree with you. We've done that before with Van Ven Romero. St. Mary's is emptying out. Is there a fire drill? 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 It is emptying out in its bellows here. They are just going home. They are fed up. But look, we'll wait and see what the thing is on Destiny Edoji there. But look, maybe right decision to get him off as quick as you can. I'm starting to feel sorry for Porro. He's the man that can't be rested. But back to what you were saying about Sarr. Look, like I said, I was a big advocate for Conte to play him. I'm glad Postecoglou put the trust in him he did last season. And I think it is paying dividends this season. We're starting to see a more mature Sarr, a well-rounded Sarr. Forget what's gone on with Tottenham Hotspur. Individually, I think he's having a great campaign. He's adding goals to his game. He's adding assists. Not only that, he's got a relentless work ethic, the ability to read a game, turn the ball over, but then also has them long passes out that we've seen to Son at times this season.
Yeah.
I think we've got the all-round midfielder there. And I said it when he was struggling at the start of this campaign. I think he's got all the all-round attributes. It's just about pulling them together. And I think when you get older, you start pulling them pieces together. And I think, his ceiling is absolutely, if he can keep level-headed, if he can keep that sort of underdog mentality that he has and doesn't develop an ego, he could be like N'Golo Kante, go on and pick up everything he wants in the game, because there will be teams that will recognize that and take him.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. He's kind of like he's a full midfield Swiss Army knife. I have a feeling he could play in a 10 position if need be. It's not his strength, but he could probably learn it and do a job.
But it's the sign of a player, like when he can do the defensive side of the game, and he can do, the passing side of the game, and he can also do the attacking side of the game. It's a dream for a manager, because if you're playing like what Postecoglou wants to play, a 6, an 8, and a 10, it doesn't matter if you got injuries. You can just put him anywhere in the midfield, and you know exactly what you're going to get from him. Oh, no. Don't get sloppy here, Tottenham. Good tackle, Bergvall. Had to do that. Oh, come on. You're not giving a yellow for that. Now you're starting to feel sorry for them, ref. That's a joke. We had everybody back. There was no need for him to pull out the yellow card there.
Now, laws for Ange bringing up something that I think we're going to hear a lot of is right now game management. And almost everybody, even pro, when you're 4-0 up in the first half, I didn't see. Yeah, but if there's a team that's going to fuck them up, it's going to be Tottenham Hotspur.
Do you know what? I'm choosing to ignore that today, Nick. I'm blocking. Do you know what? Do you know that guy with?
I'm not going to be mad at you.
I'm blocking out the haters. That's me today. I'm just blocking it all out. Positive vibes only today. No, but I do hear what you're saying.
Does game management mean sitting back? What does game management mean to people in general? I think it's a little bit of a nebulous term. Does that mean stop trying to get more goals?
But there's no point. We can't sit back. We've seen that. You can't invite teams on.
Yeah.
We've got to play the way we're playing.
Oh, Spence.
I don't understand about sitting back. You got to keep doing what's working, what's got you into this position. You start sitting back and changing the game. You start giving them belief and momentum that you don't want to give them.
Wow.
Spence is having a great game out there.
I mean, I want to watch this guy Spence, every single game right now, man. Where did he come from? Has he been on our bench this whole time? Oh, jeez.
Rumscully says still Ange out. Look, I don't think today's performance would change anybody's opinion.
Yeah.
If you're Ange in, you'll still be Ange in. If you're Ange out, it just will not fall for Solanke. It never falls his way. But I think today's Even if we go on and stop these 8-0, right? It's not going to change anyone's opinion. No. Please, no. Oh, it's okay. Only his boots come off. That's okay. I thought he'd gone down injured there.
Big up, Queen Ellie. Good to see you.
Big up, Ellie. Good to see you. Nick bringing the luck here today, so he is 4-0 up to the good. If this was me and Jack, we'd be sitting here fucking pulling our hair out.
Well, luckily for you, I already done that, buddy.
But you know what? It's the same. It's the same with Jack. Like, you know, if I'm not there and he's doing one with like you know, you always seem to get the good ones, Nick, for whatever reason. You know, because I was apologizing to you before the game. I was like, sorry to thump this one on you of everything, especially if it goes wrong. You know, you seem to bring the luck. So I think when we start losing 2 or 3 on the trot, me and Jack will take rotations and dropping out. We'll draft you in.
All right. Well, let's hope that doesn't get to that point. Let's hope that we continue this form right here. Speaking of which, what's coming up in form, man? While I was sorting out the tech issues, I did not see the Manchester derby. How did that end up?
I do not know. I'll go and get the result for you now.
Oh, yeah. In the chat, probably will be quicker than any of us.
Chelsea and Brentford is still 0-0 anyway.
Mm.
Man United 1-2-1.
Really?
Oh, a late comeback. They scored on the 88th minute and the 90th minute. No way. Guardiola must be. That's got to hurt him. I can't wait to see what's going on with him after this game. Nick, we've got a super chat there from V Scar. Good to see you, V Scar. Hopefully you're keeping well. Says Sunday fun day. Come on, Davey boy, let's go. I mean, look, V Scar, this is what it's all about, right? You know, this is all we want is to win games and win games in this style, in this manner. If we do put up big against Southampton, I do think it sort of begs the question, you know, when we get it right, it's too good to throw away, you know. So I think there will be more discussions to be had. But look, this is what it's all about. This is the way we want to live our Sundays, right? Sundays over here in Ireland, it's supposed to be the day of rest, the day of, you know, recuperation, the day of load. 1 second, James Maddison breaking away. He's got Son one side, Kulu the other side. It's 3-on-2. He feeds Sonny. Sonaldo.
That should have been a fifth. That was very close, though, man. He did all. Both him and Maddison were getting to our own second balls. You know, that's one of our biggest problems is the rebound. Put it in a Yank way, but you know, it's that we're on top of the bounce before an opposition can get to it.
Yeah. Oh, we're absolutely flying. But big up, B-Scar. This is where we want our Sundays to be every week, my man. Hopefully the players realise that. Oh, what a purring performance this is. We're absolutely balling out. It's too good, this. Tottenham corner. That was unlucky from Son, that. If he kept that down, that's in. This keeper ain't saving that. And if you just get the shot on target, we're going to score goals. This keeper's older than Fraser Forrester. Had to wield. This guy's actually both sides of grey hair.
What happened to Bergvall? Is he choking on gum again?
No, I hope not, lad. I wonder did someone lash out on him? Oh, here we go. Bit of needle here. This is what we need. Get us revved up. Let's go and punish them now. Let's get 5. Let's see if VAR check this. Is there an elbow here? Well, if he's given a yellow, he's got to give penalty, surely. Let's have a look. Oh, he's pushed him into the post. That's a penalty. He's pushed him into the post. I'll have a penalty for that. How are you going to call that and then not give a penalty? It's inside the box.
No, that's a travesty.
Maybe he did swallow gum and he was trying to help him, Nick.
That was a strange way to do the Heimlich maneuver.
Yeah. Oh, big up Drew Sellis is Pep looking like Hellraiser this afternoon. People saying, why no penalty? I don't understand that one. That's a bit of a mistake. Oh, well done, Kulu. Want his son. Back to Kulu. Leave it, Bernie.
Come on, Lucas.
Oh, ref.
Whoa!
Maddison scoops it over the top. It's all right. Porro wants in on the action now. Oh, Lord, that's poor. Behind Sarr. Onto Maddison. Good ball. Tottenham just popping it around.
I'm not buying that, Skunkworks. Not buying that for a minute.
Let's see what Skunkworks had to say. He ran into the post. I mean, if that's the Southampton player, that's what I'd be saying. That's for sure. And Michael W says, "How
ball
that's
not
not
in
counted."
play. The ball wasn't in play at the time.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
fair play, Mark.
yeah,
Fair play. Well done, Mark. Well done.
yeah.
Now, did you know that, Mark, or did you have to Google that? If you knew that, my God, I need to hit
Mhm.
you up for the entire rule book because it keeps
Come
changing over the
there.
years. What
Was that
defending?
Radu? Beautiful.
How's he not called the handball there on Radu? But great defending on the slide. So the ref, Jesus Christ, even his
Oh,
missus doesn't grapple him like that. Holy shit. He may as well stitched himself into the back of his jersey there.
yeah. Yeah, I have a feeling that the rest of this half is going to turn into a little bit of a sloppy mess for the ref in particular because he's
Yeah.
just not going to know.
I just hope we don't get sloppy. Hopefully we can just
Yeah,
pop it around and go and get the fifth, you know. Don't do so. Oh, Bergval is saucing out. He's loving it here.
saucy. He is feeling himself right now.
Yeah, he's loving it. He's going into the game. Sonaldo, back to Bergval. They're trusting him as well. On to Madison. This is beautiful, slick football from Tottenham. This is the gentleman's club kit we're wearing. They're really rising to the occasion, standing to the attention. Sonny, good ball in behind for Jedi Spence. Doesn't matter whether he's right or left, he's still going to fly up and down. Oh, Bergval there again. What a touch.
Hold it up.
Oh,
Gets dispossessed there.
he's on a yellow, so he can't take anyone out.
Yeah.
Well done, Gray. Good fucking defending. And Kulu. Ref, that's a yellow. If you give Bergval a yellow, you got to give a yellow there. That's his fourth foul, exactly. You tell him. That's Manning. He's Irish.
Since Bergval is already on a yellow, do you sub him early in the second half for Basuma?
No. I just said
Or
to
is
the kid, look, you don't make any challenges. No need. But go out there.
Basuma on a ban?
Yeah, he's suspended for today.
He's for the red?
No, for the yellow against Chelsea. It's accumulation of five yellows.
Gotcha.
Go on, Spence. Markham. Madison. Good ball into Sauceval. Guys, I think it's that time. Let me know what takeaway you want Dave to eat tonight. What do you want me to experiment with? Got to double down on it. Oh, good ball. Good ball around the corner. Can Kulu get there? We're asking a lot of them in this weather. Might pull a hamstring. Relax, Kulu. Don't foul. Don't foul. No need. Well done, Archie Gray. That's fucking brilliant from the kid. Porro gets caught out, though.
That was too close.
As soon as Porro goes out there.
Yeah, he's getting beat.
Oh.
Way too close.
Wow, big up, Ellie. Really, really generous donation of you. We'll get Nick to bring it up on screen there now.
Oh, wow.
She says, I know
Big
there's
up yourself, the queen.
She says, I know there's 3 times the charm, but it's 4 times the core. Blimey, mate. It's who we are, mate. Here's a tenner for each goal, plus an extra goal for Jedi Spectacular comment, Dave. Do you know what, Ellie? Really appreciate that. Very, very kind of you. Really, really kind of you. I don't know what to say, but, you know, you've had one hell of a year, haven't you? You know, you've had the daughter getting married and stuff like that. You know, so you've had one hell of a year. Hopefully they're enjoying life right now as well. And look, hopefully there's more goals to come, Ellie. Hopefully there's 5, 6, 7, and 8. That would be absolutely brilliant. And I'd love a goal for Jedi Spectacular. But even if he doesn't, the kid's done more than enough to convince everybody. You got to start using them now as a part of this squad rotation. But big up, Ellie. Really appreciate the generosity. Nick, anything you want to say to Queen Ellie Bergval now? Hoiberg's gone.
You know, I can't wait to see you again when we're in London next. It's always a gigantic pleasure. You know, and thank you for your support on this channel, man. Yeah, without a doubt. You thinking about that for tonight? A little Indian, a little tikka masala?
Yeah, I'm not sure what to go with tonight, to be honest with you, Nick.
Ed Martin suggests the pork fried rice. You know, you can't go wrong.
Okay. Well, hit me up with suggestions. You know, I am open. You know, I'm not one of them. I'm not very experimental. Like, you know, I go to the Indian, it's either chicken tikka or chicken korma. I go to the Chinese, it's either beef curry or spice bag. You know, and I go to the chipper, it's probably a doner kebab or a chicken kebab. So I'm not very adventurous, but I am open to suggestions. So feel free, put them in there, guys, and help Dave decide what he's having for dinner tonight. Hopefully more goals, first of all. Make me more hungry.
Jed Spence showing a strength over Kyle Walker-Peters there in very, very fine fashion.
Peri chicken and rice.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know, I'm not sure we have...
Do they have the cheeky... Do they have the Nando's in Ireland? I don't think they do they?
Do you know what we do, Nick? But, yeah, I'm not a big fan of Nando's whatsoever. I had a really bad... Do you know, I just don't get the concept. I'll get onto it in a minute. You probably chuckle. 1 second. I just need to see Sonny Murphy.
Come on, Sonny.
Oh!
Man, I think he should have tried to play in the Dom.
Do you know what it is with Nando's, right, Nick? While we have a break. So, you know, you go to a restaurant, and the whole idea is that you relax, right? You know, you got a waiter that comes to the table, takes the order, and everything else, right? You know. And now going to a restaurant is a very special occasion for me. It's not something that I do on the weekly. But then you go there, you have to scan a thing, QR code, then you have to do everything through your phone.
Right.
You have to go up and collect your food. Then I asked for coleslaw, and the coleslaw was the worst coleslaw I've ever had in my life. Then I have to go and get my own sauces, my own cutlery, and all that bollocks. And it's just like, why would I?
No, that's not the experience. It's not the experience you're looking for on a dinner night out, without a doubt. Yeah, I can understand that.
So,
you know,
yeah, it's not.
But as a takeaway, have you ever had the Nando's at a takeaway? I've been to Nando's twice when I was in London. I've never just, ordered it, picked it up, and left, which I think maybe because it's not a sit-down experience.
Yeah. No, do you know what? Don't get me wrong. I think the chicken burger was really good, actually. Really good. People say to get the mash. I didn't try the mash now. Of course, your boy had to get chips. But, I don't know. It sort of ruined it for me. It sort of turned me off it, to be honest. I probably, it's just turned me off. I'm not a big fan of the whole experience of Nando's. I might get sweet and sour chicken tonight, actually, with rice. That would be nice.
Southampton been playing in our half a lot, but
Spency is so
we're
good.
just playing around them, yeah.
If you see my computer rising back, that's because I'm getting a stiffy.
Very nice ball, and seen by Porro.
Here we go. Play sauce, Val. Oh, Kulu Messi marauding inside onto Sonny again. Sonny!
Come on.
He's going to have a hat-trick by now. It's all right, son. Keep going. Keep going. Jedi Stiffy-tacular. That's what we're going to call him now. He's absolutely balling out. Oh, straight at the keeper. He's had 2 or 3 of them this afternoon. Ellie, since you were very generous with the donation, help me out. What would you go for tonight if you were me?
A little bit of the souvlaki.
Ben and Jerry's, that's good. Souvlaki, I'm dying for, a souvlaki. Chicken jalfrezi with pilau rice. Do you know what? All I'm getting from the chat is basically everybody's going to fucking order takeaway tonight and celebrate, right? Everyone's looking at everyone's order and they're just sitting there looking at the Chinese. Oh, number 59, I might have to order that. Well done. Come on, let's go. Number 5 before halftime. 4 minutes added on here.
4 minutes added, yep.
Southampton fans are booing. They don't want any more of this.
They've been here before is the problem, and they've got PTSD.
Let's rack it up. Do you know what? And today would be an ideal opportunity to get Dorrington in there and get some action, see if he can produce. Get Will Lancashire off the bench, give him some action, because we got a cup game midweek against Man United. So it is important that maybe we can score one more, get these guys off, and then give some of the young
some rest
a chance.
Yeah. I mean, how many minutes do you give a guy like Dorrington when you got Archie Gray playing center back?
Do you know what? I'll get him on for half an hour. If we get 5 and 6, I'll get him on for half an hour and get Radu off. You just protect them for the United game. What would you do?
I'm a little nervous, man, about that. I think, making, especially defensive. Well, Spence is having a blinder, as we were hoping. So I'm not really worried about him, his side defensively.
Yeah.
Even though he's playing opposite side right now, but you throwing Dorrington on too early, I think it may just unsettle things, and then you start letting goals in, and then we know what can happen.
Yeah, I
in that. So
understand that.
I'd be a little bit nervous, but without a doubt, some of these guys need rest before we play United.
Mm.
So that's the game management I want to see. I want to see some tactical uh,
Mm.
subs with the youth in smart ways, man.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. But I do think there's a good opportunity there. It's just, you're right. Do it strategically, get them integrated slowly, one at a time. Woodsy says, chicken fillet roll, Dave. If you know, you know. I mean, look, as soon as I hit Dublin Airport, the first thing I do is stop and get a chicken fillet roll because nowhere else in the world seems to do them. It's a great staple of the Irish diet. And then Nelly Belly says, me and the missus had KFC. Do you know what? I'm dying to try that new burger of theirs, the chicken and stuffing and cranberry one. So let me know if one of you were adventurous enough.
You big on the cranberry sauce there, Davo? That's one Thanksgiving treat I am not down with. Never have been.
Oh, do you know what? I love a bit
Especially not mixed in like a sandwich, which is an American classic, the day after Thanksgiving sandwich.
No,
They
do you know
stuff
what?
the
I'd
mashed
have
potatoes with the cranberry sauce and the
mashed
turkey.
potatoes as well. No, not in the sandbowl. No, what I'd have
Yeah.
is I do like a bit of cranberry sauce with my turkey, and I like a bit of applesauce on the plate as well. But obviously, I like the gravy all over the dinner mainly. It's just the side bit because the turkey sometimes can be a bit dry. It's one of the more drier meats, so the cranberry sauce is good with it. But
It softens it up a bit. Yeah.
yeah, I like cranberry though. I like cranberry juice. I drink a carton of cranberry juice. I do like cranberry juice, so I like the cranberry sauce. But when it comes to the sandwich the next day, I mean, sausage meat stuffing. The manager's already gone
Ooh,
down at
man.
half time for Southampton. Sausage meat stuffing, turkey ham, and then just bread and butter with a bit of brown sauce on it. And Bob's your uncle. Lovely.
Mm-hmm. Michael W. bringing up something I think is what I would do, which is I'd actually take Gray off and put Dorrington on. I would probably 70-minute. I think that's about what I would try to do it too. Keep the solidity with Drago.
Yeah. Oh, Queen Ellie says, loving the fans singing "We Don't Care About Levy" song. Yeah, they were singing that before Glasgow, but up in Glasgow as well. It was brilliant. Big up, Ellie. Drew Zilla says, new game. Oh, yes! James Madison on the brace. And you know what? Because the darts start tonight, boom! Come on. Ali Pally starts tonight as well, which I'm buzzing about. That's 5-0. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. Hey! Goodbye. We'll sing the stadium. We'll sing the Southampton fans out the stadium. This could get very, very ugly. Their manager's already gone down the touchline already.
You think he's getting the old Martin Yole?
I think it's for sure.
Is it
What
possible,
a ball
right?
by Sonny again in behind for James Madison. How James Madison ends up finishing that from that angle, I will not know. Dom Solanke, if I'm him, I'm robbing that all day long. Mm-hmm. He's very gracious there, Dom Solanke. Look,
he's got his hands up. He's begging for it.
I'm robbing that all day long. I'm flying in at that. But it's 5-0 to the good. To be honest, I'm starting to run out of songs here. Oh, absolutely brilliant. Jed Spencer's having the game of his life. Look at Madison out there.
Brilliant. We're on the half here, Dave. I gotta run to the facilities real quick. I'll be right back ASAP.
No problem.
We'll get to some chats.
No problem whatsoever. But Nelly Belly says, no, sorry, Dave, just had a bucket. Look, no, everyone doesn't mind a bargain bucket every now and again. Why not? Drew Silla says, new game, the takeaway order has to match the scores numbers. So, fans, we are ordering 10, 7, 21, and 29. Well, you can add a double on that from Madison. You're going to have to double up. But, guys, I do want to take time out to bring you the best sports sponsorship in the world, and it is NordVPN. Just like Jedi Spence-tacular, they are the quickest in the business. They also, the key feature on it, no buffering. No one likes to watch a game, especially when you're watching Tottenham right now. You've seen all them circles buffering around. You just want that nice, clear stream. Well, NordVPN look after that throttle band, which is what it's called, and they promise no buffering as well. But, guys, they also deliver cyber security for the price of a cup of coffee a month. You look at the pittance we pay in wages to our defenders. Well, they offer great security here today, and NordVPN are also offering you the great sort of protection as well which allows you then basically the whole point in NordVPN is to change your location, put yourself in whatever country you want to be in, and shop around for the cheapest prices for all the big sporting events coming up over the Christmas. 3 p.m. blackouts are common in England. They don't show all the games, all the Spurs games, so it allows you to shop around and not have that heartache anymore. But mostly anybody traveling around for Christmas, it allows you to do that safely, but also log back into your subscriptions so you don't have to go through the the hassle of what you want to watch tonight with your loved ones and stuff like that. So you get all of that. Plus, they want to put you, they allow you to put your NordVPN onto up to 10 devices. Most others, in my experience, and my dad's experience, only give you one. NordVPN allow you to put it onto 10. So it allows the whole family to be able to follow suit as well if you have a family traveling. But you can get all that great stuff at NordVPN, guys. Click on the description in below this podcast, or it's pinned in the chat above. Simply get on over there, check out NordVPN, guys, and basically the link will also give you 4 months extra free on the 2-year plan. But if that's not what you want, there are other plans there to be able to suit what you are looking for. And there is no risk with NordVPN's 30-day money-back guarantee. So make sure you get on that, guys. And big up NordVPN for the sponsorship. And guys, all they want to do is just help you travel in peace. You know, you got kids running through the airport screaming, a bit like Home Alone. Well, on all their tablets, put the NordVPN on and keep them quiet. That's the way to go about it. So big up NordVPN, and thank you for helping us pay the bills over this festive month. But Nick, let's get on to it. What a half of football we've just seen from Tottenham Hotspur. We have come in here into this game under serious pressure, under the cosh from the scrutiny of the fan base, the media, absolutely everything else. Postecoglou changed tack after the Rangers game. He called these players out. The big question was, will we get a reaction? And my God, have we seen that reaction? We are 5-0 up to the good here at halftime. Jedi Spectacular has been absolutely unbelievable. This kid, whether it's been off the right or the left, he has been really effective. And even the energy alone has sort of rejuvenated us going forward. But what helps is how technically gifted he is. He hasn't misplaced a pass. You know, he's shown that he can run with the ball, take players on, beat them, play balls in behind, cross a ball. He's been absolutely a brilliant addition to this starting lineup, along with Lucas Salzburg. He's been absolutely phenomenal out there. Looks so mature, getting on the ball, taking it down, keeping the ball ticking. Postecoglou made the right call by injecting them into the starting lineup. And look at the reaction we've got. Surely there's going to be no more moaning after this game, Nick.
You know what? I wouldn't bet that. I wouldn't bet my house on that, man. You know, some people in our community love a bit of a moan, but as good as Spence has been, man, Bergvall, I don't think he had a choice but to play Bergvall right now, considering Basuma is on a ban as well. But I would argue that so far this is one of his best performances in the Spurs shirt. Post preseason right now, and we're kind of like, he looks like a much more confident player right now, and you know what, he's taking control right now. It's what we were hoping for. It's the reaction we were hoping for. Maybe it's a little bit of genius of Postecoglou calling out Werner all right now, because as you said, it's usually the last choice, it's the last resort for a manager that's in crisis right now. But sometimes it will be the thing that lights the fire under the other people. In the pre-match, I think you brought it up right away. I mean, he's the easy target. He's the one where it's possibly not going to cause too many disturbances in the dressing room if he calls him out, but it possibly could have a reaction. I think that may be part of what we're seeing right now.
No, 100%. I couldn't agree more with you on that. Nick, just quickly speaking of reaction, people are reacting there. The scoreboard on there is not right. They're saying we scored 5 on the halftime timer. So if you could reset that for them, that would be absolutely.
I'm going to do it right now in honor of Woodsy Hotspur. Because I got 5 on it is one of my favorite jams of all time.
What a song, by the way. What an absolute song that is. But you're absolutely spot on in terms of reaction. We've definitely seen that today. Now, look, of course, you can't get too carried away, but what I will say to people is enjoy it while it's here. We've suffered some very long weeks, one win in 8 or 1 win in 7 or 8 heading into this. So enjoy while we're loading up on goals. I just hope we can go out there and load up on more so that we can start getting some of these youngsters off the bench and start giving them some exposure to this sort of football, because it's the only way you're ever going to know if you can rely on them and if they're good enough going forward. So if we can just, lay up with another goal or two here, get players off, protect them from Man United, that's the key in this half. There's no point in leaving some of these guys out there for 80, 90 minutes. There's no need. The game's done. 3 points is on the board. Let's get Lancashire out there. Let's get Dorrington out there. Olasesi out there. Let's get Minute into their legs. Let's get Sarr off, protect him. Get Sonny off, protect him. Solanke off at some point to protect him as well. And then maybe Radu Dragusin as well. That's what I'd be looking to do. But Nick, we're so far behind on the chat. Let's get into the chat, my man. We've got loads of chats to get to.
Kamikaze feels the same way as you do, and as I do as well, man. But within a little certain other boundaries. Bring the kids on, save the squad from Kamikaze. Surf sauce with the hand in. Okay, glad to see. Good to see it.
Let's not argue today, now, children.
Yeah, no, and I'm going to stop the timer for for the man himself, Odera S. Fasere. He's probably the only one in the community that actually pronounces it right. Absolute 22 with the Levy don't care about me. Yep, you're probably right. He don't care about any of us. He cares about his bottom line. But you know what? It's us caring about everybody else except for Levy. I think that's what the important thing is.
You know what? I don't care about Levy today. I just want to enjoy the victory. No. I worry about Levy tomorrow morning when I wake up.
Dark Sun G with the super chat. Mads, Son, Spence are on a massacre today. That is true indeed. True indeed. They have something to prove. You're looking at Sonny with the conversation we were having earlier and his body language after the Rangers match. I think it's a conversation Son's having with himself. Really, I don't see it as him and the manager, or it's a lot of talk about his future at the club. I think that may be weighing on him, but he and how he's brought up, if you know a little bit about it, the onus is on him to prove himself and his worth. And I think throughout his career, it's when he turns those corners, things start going well for him all around. So it's his frustration, and he knows he can do better, and he wants to show it right now. Jack Kanicki, I've never heard of that guy before. He's in with the super chat. I know we're winning, but we hate feeding Solanke. Solanke is a desperate man right now, man. You can see it on his face, and he's been getting more desperate each match that goes on, man. He's going to be like throwing his shoes on the ground after a while. I'm a little worried.
Dom Solanke may as well be having his own PE lesson at some point, Nick, because, he's just a decoy, isn't he? No one feeds him in the box and that. But that's what Jack, to be fair, if I'm Dom Solanke, that Madison one, I'm throwing myself out. I'm robbing that goal. So, probably partly himself to blame there, because all great strikers go for that. They take that. They need that off Madison.
Yeah, without a doubt. Jerome in with the super chat. Halftime is time to rest the seniors and play the kids. That Man U game means more to me than this game, without a doubt. Yeah, we have to get through to the next round. Yeah, 100%. 100%. So, and part of the whole playing the kids thing and the lack of time that we've seen from them, I think, is by circumstance for Ange. It's the ideal situation is you're betting these kids in when we're in comfortable games. Yeah. But we keep losing so many players. You don't want to put these kids into situations where they're going to feel so much pressure. And it's kind of a catch-22 situation for the last 3 months, in my opinion, right now. This is the type of match where we're so comfortable where we can start betting them in. We should have been able to do this 2 months ago in a game like the Crystal Palace game or an Ipswich game where we should have been overly dominant. But our first team decides not to show up in those matches, so we can't bring these kids in. Right now we have the chance. I agree 100%.
Spot on, absolutely spot on. And look, there should be no excuses today. You got to be conscious of that Man United game on, midweek. They're going to be on a high after winning that Man City derby the way they did, last minute, last fashion. What we can't do is lose to them, because then the questions come about. Well, they've sacked the manager. Look at the change, etc., etc.
Yeah.
get your players off, get them rested. And also, you don't want to risk any more injuries. We already had to haul a Doji off, because of he's already picked up an injury. So you want to risk that. You don't want to risk that. So for me, next 10, 15 minutes, if you can, put another 1 or 2 on the scoreboard, make 4 or 5 changes, then get them off and make sure they're ready to go against Man United midweek. Now, look, whether it turns into a performance against Man United, let's wait and see. But it's the right thing to do today, Jerome. I absolutely agree with that. Nick, I think we missed Ellie and Dark Sung G above Jerome.
Well, we're getting there. We got Ugly Fish, too, with the classic super chat. Come on, you Spurs. Let's do it right now. Let's finish these guys off. We're also going to be scared back again with a got to bring on the kids, in my opinion. 5-0. Solanke needs some rest. Hey, with that, so just to make sure, I know we're just sitting here with the lineup in front of us for the whole match. That's a technical thing. But we do have Lancashire on. Do you play Lancashire? I think Dorrington, Lancashire are probably the 2 first changes I would make as far as young kids go on.
100%. 100%. I think Olasesi is maybe your third. Look, don't get me wrong. Hardy is a very good player. He's garnering a very good reputation there in the underage teams. And King, look, from what I've seen of King, I haven't really been too impressed, to be quite honest with you, in the under-21s and that. But I think Dorrington and Will Lancashire would definitely be the 2. Maybe Callum Olasesi, because he's a centre midfielder, gets Sarr off the pitch. You might see maybe your third. But I think Dorrington and Will Lancashire are the 2 that probably deserve the opportunity off the bench today.
Mm-hmm. Dark Sun has a similar agreement with the super chat. Perfect score to take off Dom's son. Gray, Kulu for youths. Werner and Johnson. Yep. So we can prepare for Carabao Cup match. Do you put Werner on to see if he can pull up his socks? Yeah,
look, I think at some point, right? It's not even about pulling up the socks. I don't even care at this point. I think, I didn't rate Werner coming in here in the first place, and he hasn't done anything to change my opinion. Look, I think you just got to use him at some, to get Son off and get him rested. Son's having a great game out there. He's causing absolute
very good.
Probably won't get the praise he deserves off the back of this game. He's absolutely ripping them up. Anytime the ball's down the right-hand side, he seems to be tucking inside, coming in off the left, picking it up nicely in the box, getting himself, in dangerous positions, causing absolute havoc. But, he's 32 years of age, so at some point you got to put your grievances aside with Werner, get him on there for the greater good of the cause.
Yeah, time management with Sonny is key. Queen Ellie with the Lucas Salzburg.
Just quickly,
I don't know how you guys came.
Quickly, I just want to say a big up, Ugly Fish, Jerome, V-Scard, and Dark Sung G for all the support as well. Really
absolutely, 100%.
Now
and then there's and the Big Johnson looks like he's coming on too. Lucas Salzburg, Dave, that deserves another tenner. Queen Ellie Salzburg. Big up, Queen Ellie. Dark Sun G's son is now the all-time assist record, has the assist record at Spurs. Wow, that's a big one.
Wow, is he? Wow. Fair play to him, Well, you know what? He deserves something. Kane come out with the all-time goal-scoring record. Son deserves to get his name etched in there, and he's coming out with the all-time assist record. So fair play to him, Dark Sun G. He definitely deserves that. Just quickly, Nick, I think we missed one from Ellie where she said, here's another tenner, Dave. What a great goal by Madison. Now you can get yourself some fish and chips. Do you know what, Ellie? I'm not a big fan of fish and chips, to be quite frank. I'm not a fan of fish and chips, Ellie. For me, I'm more of a Chinese man, chipper man. I'm all about the meat, Ellie. I'm more of a caveman, but really appreciate the support, Ellie, as well. Really, really do. Really appreciate it. You must be absolutely buzzing with the Spurs, game so far. Really appreciate it. But like I said, when we get over there, we've got to get that curry into us. We've got to get to the Indian, Ellie. Keep talking about it.
And big up to you, Artist T, too, man. I'm still working on a catchphrase. Jackson is so iconic at this point. His sirs, I haven't been able to come up with something anywhere near as good. Best I can do is like, hey, yo, what are you doing over here? Trying to play ball over here. That doesn't work either. But we're kicked off, everybody. I think our timer is just about right. Let's see if we can put some more nails in the coffin here.
So did you say Johnson came on? Who came off?
Johnson came on. I don't know who came off yet.
Sonny? Is Sonny out there? Sonny's still out there. Solanke's still out there. Is Kulu out there? Maybe Kulu's come off.
That's a big call right there, but probably...
Who's come off?
No, I see Kulisevsky right there. If anybody knows in the chat, throw it out there.
Gray.
Sun off for Johnson. Sun's off.
Sun's off. Okay. Yeah, right call. No need to risk it. Do you know what? I just hope the fact that it's made at halftime, it is more out of precaution to have him ready for Man United, and he's not suffering any sort of injury. By the way, that's disgraceful. Look how empty that stadium is.
Yeah, that's a
There's too
tough.
much
I
rain.
mean,
Too much
listen,
rain going on.
if any team that's been in the Prem recently, that you could actually let off, it's got to be Southampton. Their fans have had so much abuse over the last 4 seasons in particular.
Yeah, sure. They take a battering of 8-0, 7-8-0 every single season. There's one that comes out. You just, and when they see it, I think they're just like, oh, fuck this. We've been here before. I'm out of here. By the way, Dark Sung G, let me know what the number is on Son now that he's broke the record in terms of assists. Be interested to know that, my man. I'm pretty sure I could go and find it after the game, but if you want to, I know you're an assist king or a stat king, so if you want to throw it in the chat there for me, I'll keep an eye out for it. Big up PH family, Alfie Hall, Fiona, NM, Ricky Nato, Ellie, Woodsy, Jimmy Spur, really appreciate Wembley 1, Odd RS Fasir, Michael W, King Hoddle, Ugly Fish, Miss Bunny, Chance and Kube, really appreciate all you guys, Surf, Saros, Ilmatic, really appreciate Ed Sweat and Rixie, really appreciate all of you still being with us here. I'm just going to grab a quick drink.
Yeah, I agree, Ellie. The team's passing and moving is a lot better than it's just, we're just such an on-off hit and miss squad. Sometimes we cannot string a couple passes together, and sometimes we're playing like, Pep's Barcelona. It's just, it's the pace of the game. We have to, it's our responsibility to keep the pace at the highest level possible. And when we're all looking for each other and not looking to blame each other for not being in the right position or not making the runs, then we can dominate teams.
Nick, people are giving out about your scoreboard. They're saying it's not the first half. It should be like 47, 48 minutes or whatever it is.
That one you're going to have to bear with me on. It's not the first half though. I'm going to change the half right there. But I still got to do some work on how to adjust the time format.
Like we said, we're really Spursy today. We just take it as we go along, make it up as we go along. There's no jack. All professionalism has gone out the window today. Which is
to put it into perspective. To put it in perspective, we're lucky we're on right now. It came very close.
Do you know what? I probably shouldn't call you Tweedledum and Tweedledee, but because you're a lot more advanced in technology than me, and you really help us out. But you're letting the lunatics run the asylum here this weekend, guys. You just embrace it. We're winning 5-0. What are you unhappy about? Big up, though, Mark. By the way, your boy Madison, 2 goals today, has been superb. Some high-quality Volvic H2O going on here.
You sported for the good stuff, huh? That's expensive, that Volvic there.
No, it's cheap over here.
Is it? Yeah,
it's only like 150 a bottle. It's the Evian that's where people moan about.
Oh yeah.
People, King Hall, you moan about my mic? He's on about my camera. Yeah. No, just bear with me. I just need to come down to reality. That 5-0 sent me into delusion land. I'm just trying to have a drink and sort myself out here. I need a break.
You got to stay hydrated, as Simon Coley does remind us.
Exactly, Simon.
A free kick for Southampton here.
There's not much more excitement to be had in this game, really. I think, we're going to have an anticlimax of a second half. But, it's still a great 5-0. I think we could just sit back, relax, and enjoy ourselves.
Well, this is one of those, at this point, you're just hoping some players, some youngsters get goals. Some players you're really rooting for have their moment to shine. Oh, what a ball into Kulusevski. What a ball.
Big up David Ginola, by the way. Great name.
He's looking for runners.
Go on, Kulu, skin him. Go on,
Sar's on the edge.
Go on. Shoot. Pulls it back. Porro. Madison. I'd love a screamer from Pedro. Make up for that poor performance. I'm angry at the minute. I treat Porro like my missus, I love him that much. So when I'm angry at him, I need an apology for him. Star. Great ball out to Pedrito. Come on, Porinator. Come on, Postman. Deliver. all the way back to Radu. We're just pulling Southampton around now. Guys, get in the chat. What do you think the final score is going to be? Drew Zilla, by the way, what number did you land on to order from the Chinese tonight, lad?
Spence on the burners, bad giveaway by us, but Spence on the burners there, and does not get a foul for that challenge right there, which is good to see. I guess I thought that was going to be a free kick against us without a doubt.
Spence has been unbelievable. He's had a great game. I'm buzzing for the kid.
So yeah, Spence looking very quick there, Surf Sauce.
Pre-season, me and Jack were like, the redemption arc, and we've had to put it on hold, So, it's nice to have the redemption arc back out the bag again. Because I'm actually backing Spence because, I think he's shown a good attitude in times of adversity, to be quite frank.
Well, if we can get through these 90 minutes without screwing up, the question is, I think the big talking point for the next week is going to be, who do you start against Manchester United? We're going to have to see what shape Udogie is in.
Yeah.
First and foremost, and if he is good to play, do you start Spence or do you start Porro?
Oh, that's a tough one, isn't it, lad?
Because Porro clearly does need a rest. Without, any way you slice it, whether you have Spence or not, Porro's being played too much, and he's put in several dodgy performances in the last couple of months.
Do you know what? I think many people will probably clamour for Spence off today's performance, to be honest with you. 1 second, Southampton are in behind here. Oh, and he's put it wide.
Yeah, he scuffs it.
Yeah, you know what? That's a headache for another day. Another day. But, it's a good question, that, I think that's one that's going to be burning around for the next few days. I think maybe Udogie probably comes out and Porro probably plays, I reckon, with Spence. I think
that is probably the shout. You're probably right on that.
The fact that he's come off, I would say, he's probably injured. He's probably going to be, best case scenario, he'll be out for a few days, a week, but I don't think he'd be ready for the United game now. Well on Spence.
When do we get at least one of our center backs back? Is there any?
Well, he said Ben Davies before New Year's.
Before New Year's?
Begging for him to come back. Usually I'm like, no, please, I don't want to see him. But, he's been brilliant this season. It's a great ball over the top from Porro. Can Kulu get there? Put him under pressure. Oh, good dummy by the defender.
Skunkworks bringing up, they've had 3 clear-cut chances right now so far in this half, I'm assuming you mean. You're right, but we have dealt with them. It takes a lot of very fast running, which is the way we defend. We rely on everybody's pace, even with players who don't have pace.
Yeah.
So far, we've dealt it with it well. It's it's other teams that aren't as shambolic as Southampton is right now. That's where we have the problems.
I would say, someone at the start of the game was talking about game management. I think the game management has been excellent today, or the game plan even. I said it in the pre-match build-up about Southampton passing out from the back. You got to go after them. You got to go and press them, especially with the young midfield, young backline. And to a degree, we've done that, but we brought the clinicalness with it. So now we're in a position now. We've got Man United on the weekend. We can sort of take our foot off the gas, really. We don't really have to expel any more sort of pressure. We can use it more or less as a bit of a training session. Just jog around, keep shape. Don't do that silly, don't do that.
Concentrate. Yeah. Concentrate on your defensive game, 100%.
Oh, well done, Fraser. And just sort of pop the ball around, and if goal comes, but we don't need to go after them. We don't need to go pressing. You know what I mean? We don't need to try and, because with that, you will run the risk of injuries and stuff like that. So now it's just about sort of seeing the game out. What a ball by Madison over the top for Kulusevski. Can he get there?
A little bit too hard.
Unlucky. What a ball, though. What an idea. How's he left so free there, Kulusevski? That's bad from Southampton. Drew Silas says, get Lancashire on right now. I need a number 42. What's 42 on the menu, lads? It's probably his favourite, the house special. Jimmy Hotspurs wants 9-0 Spurs. Winsy Hotspur says, are you City in disguise? Jessica says, start Spence. So she wants Spence to start against Man United.
Well, he may have to. It may be, out of anybody's hands. Phil G agreeing on Spence, but disagreeing on Bergvall. I don't think he's been. I personally, in the first half, I thought he showed a couple of moments of very good strength. He's still, though, his decision making on whether to turn or whether to pass back still needs a little bit of work when he's under pressure.
100%. But I think when you're throwing these sort of 18-year-olds out there, I think it's more so, can they handle it? Can they get themselves in the game? Can they be involved in what you're trying to do? Do they look comfortable enough? And after that, then it is about, right, okay, I agree. Some of the whole, there's once there he's picked in midfield, that happened against Roma an awful lot. He needs to learn to be able to shield the ball better, bulk up a little bit, but also learn to get himself between man and ball and learn to shield it and get turned or play the way he's facing. There are little things, but mainly it's about, does he go hiding or does he get involved in the game? And Bergvall goes and gets involved in the game, so you can always work with that.
What?
Yeah, I think Solanke was dragging out.
Solanke just. You think that was that was a visible foul? I saw him just say, "That's my ball. I'm taking it away from you right now."
What I would say is the ref didn't give one against Solanke in the first half, and the guy was right. Most men would pray for their missus to get on their back like that. You know what I mean? The ref doesn't give it.
Yellow card to Johnson.
Second half is going to be a bit of a nut and burger. I'm just going to sit back, relax, and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Step into Christmas.
Let's hope.
Step into Christmas.
Hey, at this point, man, the goal has got to be a clean sheet. It really has to be. More goals are great and everything, but you have to show maturity and development at this point within this situation. And if he does make the choice of putting in some youth, then we have to we have to understand that. But a clean sheet for me right now, that's what I'm looking for.
No, 100%. A clean sheet would be absolutely lovely to have. I just think, when you do have youngsters on the pitch, there's probably a chance that one of them might make a mistake or one might switch off and it might lead to a goal. But the good thing is we definitely won't be caught, That's the main thing, that's the problem in recent weeks. But I agree with you. Just for confidence sake, a clean sheet would be brilliant for the likes of Archie Gray and Radu Dragusin, even Jed Spence and that going forward, boost the confidence a little bit. Southampton popping it around here with a bit of pressure, spell of possession. Rebo moves it out wide. Well done, Jed Spence. Bloody brilliant defending. Forcing them backwards. Southampton just popping it around. Spurs just waiting for them to gift back possession. Very good game management here from Tottenham in terms of not expending energy trying to conserve it for the Man United game midweek. It's a chip over the top. Jed Spence. Great defending. He's been fucking superb today, Jed Spence. What number is Jed Spence? That's the number I'm getting off the menu tonight.
What number is he? Isn't it like 24 or something like that?
Well, that's what I'm ordering tonight. Whatever number 24 is. Hopefully it's not fish.
Yeah, we've seen so little of him in the last 2 years that nobody knows what number he's wearing.
Brilliant defending there from Archie Gray, cutting that one out. Right, guys, get in the chat. Start giving us your thoughts. Give us stuff to talk about here, lads. Well, game's dying out. We're just watching Southampton pass it around. We're 5-0 up. Let's get some opinions in here. Any controversial ones, any food opinions, get them in. Or any music stuff. Nick is a big music guy. So anything about music, feel free to get it in. Southampton with the in-swinger here from Manning. Hopefully we can defend this. We want the clean sheet. That's what Nick wants. He's put that on his Christmas list this year. Hopefully we can tick it off.
Keep it out. Thank you.
Nick's going to be nervous now for the clean sheet.
Yeah, man. It's if one ball goes in for them, that we start getting rattled.
Yeah. See that out. Well done.
Yeah. Adam making a note. Kulu's gone to the left, Johnson to the right. Is that the game? Because I know Johnson started when he got on the pitch. He was playing off the left. And, I'm not a huge fan of that, ever. I'm not a huge fan of Kulu on the left either.
Do you know, I think Kulu's good. I think he can play anywhere. I just think it doesn't matter where you play Johnson, to be quite frank. You're just going to get the same output.
But there's something weird about Kulu's lack of delivery from the left-hand side. It's like I don't usually see him try to put in crosses. He's always, whenever it's the good cross, it's the cut in, and then with his left from the right-hand side. And times where you think that it's the perfect opportunity for him when he's playing on the left, it just doesn't happen.
So usually when you're chopping back inside, right, because the defenders are going one way on trying to stop you from going one way, you've got a lot more time to cross the ball and pick your option. Make sure your technique is right. Whereas when he's on the left side, he's going on the outside. The defender's trying to stop you, so he's under a lot more pressure. There's not as much time to be able to pick that cross. So that probably, explains it, but it doesn't excuse it because there's many great wingers that made a living off beating their fullback and whipping it in. So that is one asset he should. If the future. If he wants to become the complete player, that is one aspect he needs to deliver on. Good ball in. Behind here, good defending though. James Maddison picking up the corner kick. James Maddison must be raging because the darts is on tonight. Ali Pally started at 6:30 this evening. Maddison must be fuming that this game was put on at 7 o'clock tonight. He's had a good game today, Maddison.
Yeah, very good.
He's going to be on the corner kick here. Let's get a Radu Dragon Ball Z on the end of this. Keep that keeper in there. Let's start shooting on him. He's like 80.
Well, it was a decent enough ball, but nobody coming to it correctly. Whoa.
Back in. Oh, straight into the keeper's arms. Mark says, Dave, what's with the timer again?
Yeah, I just noticed it right now. Yeah, you're going to... Yeah, that's one of those things I got to work. This is my first time using this timer function.
Like we said, Mark, professionalism has gone out the window today.
Yeah. And you know what?
Standards. When Jack's gone, it's just about trying to piece it together as good as we can. That's why I keep telling you, you got to appreciate Jack more. You know what he does. Oh, good block. Someone says 22 is or 24 is anchovy pizza. I mean, I'm not a big fan of pizza. I think it's overrated, to be quite honest, and anchovies definitely not.
I think on both of those opinions, you're out of your mind, David. Out of your mind. Pizza's definitely at least number 2 takeaway of the top 3.
Pizza.
Chinese, pizza, kebabs, in that order. There's no discussion.
Do you know what? For me, it's kebab, Indian, Chinese. After that, I'd go like Greek or something like that. I think pizza is my very last sort of resort. Southampton just popping it around here now, playing out from the back. Spurs just waiting for full-time whistle, really. It's a shame because I did want 6, 7, and 8, but look, in hindsight, the right thing is happening here. Just conserve the energy with United on the weekend. Back to Southampton knocking it around here. Sarr trying to get on the press. Southampton out to Kyle Walker-Peters. Looks to go on the inside, gets a shot off, hits the side netting. Let's get Olasesi on for Sarr. Let's get Lancashire on for Solanke. Let's get Werner on for Kulu. Let's get them off the pitch. Let's get them rest. Provide us some fresh legs in there.
All right. Unfortunately, I realize what's going on with the timer over here, and it's because I don't have the pro version of this timer installed. So that's not going to happen right now. But we're going to have to make do with what we can. I'm going to restart it, so it's counting down from the 45 minutes of the second half. And Johnson retains the ball, gets the throw, holds it up.
Come on, let's go and get a goal here now. People saying fire away his pizza is pretty good. Woodsy says a kebab is 10 out of 10 for about 6 bites. No, lads. It's not about holding it together. I'd like to get a home knife and fork job, really dissect that baby, get in there, down and dirty.
Jimmy Hotspur asking for Lancashire on now.
Yeah,
I think there's something to be said. I think the 70-minute mark is your money
you
mark.
did say about time, and you said not to rush it as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
Come on, Spurs. Bergval. We're not even trying a leg out here in the second half.
Yeah, which is, I mean, okay. Yeah, and I mean, there is something to be said. And should we really be playing a bit of more of a sit back and hit them on the break style of football right now with this much, with this much grass in front of us?
I think. Look, I think Drew says the game is Thursday. Yeah, I appreciate that. I thought it was Wednesday for some reason, but I think it's the right decision. We've got a lot of injuries. Last thing you want to do is, keep sprinting around, like madmen, and incur the risk of an injury. We can't afford it right now. For me, and look, I think it's a good learning curve because at some point you're going to have to learn to sit in and take the pressure. It's not ideal. I think every single one of us wanted to go and get 6, 7, and 8, but with the times we're in, we can't afford any more injuries than that to a certain degree.
Yeah, we're losing one player at least every single match.
Yeah,
That's unsustainable by any metric.
like you can see we've clearly been told just drop off, don't waste energy, don't you know what I mean? You can see that we're not trying a leg out here, in or out of possession. But that's where, though, I would like to see the likes of Kulu come off, Sar come off, Solanke come off, start protecting them, get the young lads on, and then just go back at them again for the last 10 minutes, Oh, geez, don't get injured, Spence, please. King Hoddle says energy conservation exercise. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Matthew Breaker says, would you call back Ashley Phillips in January? Look, I think that's what the club will probably do. I don't think they're going to go into the market for a centre back, to be honest with you. I think Ben Davies due back before the new year. Romero and Van de Ven not too long after that. So you go and bring in a centre back, chances are they're just going to be straight back to the bench, when you've got your numbers back. So I don't think they will go for a centre back. So I think the probably logical solution to do is probably bring back Ashley Phillips for that bit of cover, to see you out between the end of the season and invest that money in a left back, invest that money probably in another winger as well. That's what I would look to do personally, and maybe another centre midfielder if you could. That's what I would look to do.
We're still looking a little ropey off the back post there, man. It's opposition attackers are not being marked when that ball's coming over the top.
Yeah, we're not even doing the basics anymore. We're just completely chilled out now. 5-0 up to the good. Well, people have been screaming for game management in recent weeks, Nick. So, they've got a bit of everything today, right? We've got goals, so far a clean sheet, game management, some youngsters, hopefully. Spence, got everything today. Would you just come on, Ange? This is a bit of a joke now. I definitely agree. I would like to see some subs now. Free the right side says making some subs. For fuck's sake, get Darrington and Lancashire on instead. I would love to see Darrington get an opportunity. I think, he's had a very tough year in terms of hamstring and stuff like that. I'd love to see him get an opportunity here this evening.
Lee Neary saying can't add players to the Europa squad until February. Yep, true. I still don't even think we're going to see Spence in that squad because mathematically we haven't worked out that problem.
Well, it depends. It depends if you let any of the players that are registered go, then it sort of frees up that.
But who? Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's hard. It's hard to know. I do think, though, I think, you know, because of our shortage of fullbacks, I think we took a risk. It didn't pay off. And I think,
Mm-hmm.
to be honest with you, I'd probably just take, even if Werner is still around here, I'd take him out of the squad.
You should take him out the
Yeah.
squad. See, that's one thing, you know. Take him out the squad, put Spence in. If Odegaard is back by that time, I mean, I think it's a no-brainer.
Yeah. I just don't see what Werner adds, you know what I mean? And when you're coming to the knockout stages, you're going to have to start putting out better teams out there. So I think that's when you do have to bring Spence in, and you can afford to maybe take the risk of not bringing Werner.
Yeah, and what do we do with Yang at that point? Because clearly
Well, he's only 17, you know, he'd probably
I know,
go.
man, but he's not going to be registered for the Europa squad.
He's not even going to be ready to play. You know, you're talking about
you're right.
complete different country. You know, you basically.
Is he going to be less effective than Timo Werner?
I think that's impossible. I think that's impossible, to be quite frank.
Right.
But you know, you are looking at the kid being in the regen of Messi to come in here and just hit the ground running and having that impact. You know, you got to remember he's 17 years of age. He's coming to a complete different culture, complete different lifestyle. London is hectic. You know, complete different environment, different league, different country. You know, it's a lot to take on. You've seen it with Bergvall, right? You know, time to adapt and stuff like that. I think initially Hyuk will probably feature for the under-21s.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Edwards says, you Ange haters are clueless. Look, I'm not an Ange hater, believe me. You know, I've stuck my neck on the line for the guy.
I'm not exactly who he's aiming that one at, but if it's just a general.
Come on, let's get a first shot of the half. A second shot of the half. Madison out to Kulu. Kulu back to Madison, unlucky. We're just taking the piss now.
Southampton on a break here.
Oh, shot!
Just taking a pot shot though. You know, they really had no other options, and
that young Nibbling there. He's a good player. Right, come on, Spurs. Let's give us a shot now. This is getting boring. I never saw a 5-0 win as boring. This must feel like what's to be like every week, lad.
Right.
Here we go.
Yes, it is Timo time.
And come on, Dorrington and Werner. Let's go, young Alfie. Come on. Buzzing. Let's bloody have it. Come on, kick the ball out. Let's get him on. Dorrington and Werner to come on. I wonder, is that Archie Gray or Radu Dragusin coming off?
It's got to be one of them, obviously.
Dorrington's a big boy, isn't he? He looks big.
Yeah, man. He dwarfs Timo. And he's left-footed, right, Dorrington? Dorrington's a left-footer, right?
Yeah, well, he can use both foot. He's good.
He can use both?
Good on the ball. I think he's actually more right-footed than he is left-footed, but he can use both feet.
I would absolutely get Solanke off, too. There you go, Johnson. There's something positive.
Well done.
Lisa Davis approves.
Look at the size of Dorrington there beside Werner. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ. Has he got tights on or them warmers? I'm not a fan of them, Dorrington.
So let's just say, obviously, I'm talking out of the wrong hole right here, but let's just say, you know, Dorrington has a good performance coming up. Does he count? Could we take out one of those goalkeepers and put him in as a club trained? Does he count to fill that roster or no?
Yeah, well, you could play him anyway, you know, because he's on the B list because he's in your academy. He's under 21.
Yeah, but does he count in one of those spaces, one of those required spaces where we have to have? No, he doesn't, right? Yeah. So
like if you wanted to add in, like if you wanted to add him into the squad for one of them homegrown spaces, yeah, you can do that. You can't do that, but technically you don't need to register him because he's in your academy. So you have a thing called a B list where any players in your academy you can basically bring and play. It's some sort of loophole within the system.
Mm-hmm.
So technically we don't actually have to register him, but you can still bring him and play.
Gotcha.
James Madison doesn't want to come off. He wants the hat trick. Is he coming off? It looks like he might be, you know. He's took his 2 goals well, to be fair. He took both goals very, very well. All it took was Ali Pally. He must be going to the darts, Nick. That's why he's playing well. You know, he gave him his birthday. He was all over it, you know.
And he's coming off, and he's not putting up much of a fuss, too, man, because he wants
Ali
to get down
Pally's
the
coming
pub.
up. I know we're going to see him at the darts, so that's why he's played well today. But big up, Madison. Great performance. And well done, Jedi Spence, coming off. So that's Alfie Darrington going in at left back then. Interesting call. Or is it Archie Gray going in at left back? Come on, Darrington. Let's go, Alfie. Well done, Spence. What a performance from Jedi Spence.
Very, very good. Very good.
He was unbelievable today. Well, he has done himself absolutely himself justice.
It's a question, Michael W., but is he planning to play him on Thursday? You know, does he want to keep energy in his legs because he's going to have to start?
Oh, well done, Darrington. That's a good start. Poser, just play it back to Forrester. Who, Jed Spence? Maybe you think that's why he's coming off that? Maybe he's preempting that Adoji could be fucked.
Yeah.
Could be. You're absolutely spot on there. I think you're right there, Nick. Oh, well done, Johnson. That's good play. Porro, that's fucking asking so much of Kulizeski. That's acting the prick, that. I'm going to get him injured, man. Right, come on, let's get Will on. Let's get the lank. Be interested to see if Furnace starts running around like a lunatic, lad, after being called out after the Rangers game. Start seeing him chasing fresh air. Tyler says, come on, Alfie. By the way, Shawnee Maddox. Tyler, I have to get on to Shawnee Maddox. He must be buzzing now. Finally, you know, some of these youngsters are getting the opportunity. So he's probably Anjin after today, actually. So we said earlier on, no one will change their mind. Oh, oof. Just wide. I think Shawnee Maddox will probably be the only one that'll change his mind. I wonder did their manager get the sack at halftime, surely. Can't have the fans leaving the stadium like that when the game's on telly. It's just a bad.
It's the worst look. It's the worst look you could possibly have.
Yeah, he'll be sacked after this. They'll make a change just like Wolves have done today, sacking Gary O'Neill. Actually, Jack, are you all right, lad? Gary O'Neill's out of a job now. I know you're a big fan. Southampton just coming at us. We're getting a bit sloppy. It's a free header. Oh, it's 5-1. Clean sheet gone. He's offside.
Is he off? Yeah. No, there's no reason for this right now. There's absolutely no reason where they're getting that kind of a chance.
Yeah, we're just switching off completely here, shutting down. It's a poor giveaway initially by Darrington. He gets away with that one there.
Dorrington Clanger. All right, well, let's give the kid a chance, though. He's only been on the pitch about 3 minutes. Southampton going long. Is that Dorrington again? No, he's in the back. That's Gray.
Dorrington has the tights on.
Gotcha. Gray wins the throw. Gray's playing way up high, man.
Oh, Gray's gone out to left back. That's why Dorrington's gone into left side centre back.
Dorrington's got left centre back. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Get after it. Well done, Brennan. 10 minutes to go, guys. Let me know what's everyone ordering tonight to celebrate. Choice of drink and also a choice of food. I think we do what Drew Zilla said. I think what we'll do is we'll take the bingo, the numbers of the players that scored, and then whatever one you pull out of the hat, I think is the one you order off the menu tonight. I think we should honor Jed Spence and go with the number 24. Oh, well done. Oh, fuck off, ref. Come on, man. I think he's trying to keep Solanke on for a goal here. It's just not falling his way. And this guy's making a meal of it. He scored against Ireland. That's Roy Keane's. He's gone out with Roy Keane's daughter, that guy, Howard Bayless.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah.
Yeah. He scored against Ireland. Roy Keane was raging.
Oh. Yeah, you got to get Solanke off. I mean, Lancashire even warming up.
Here we go.
There he
Big
is.
Will.
There he is.
Big Willis.
All right, so we have seen reasonable, I think, substitutions in a reasonable time. People are probably going to disagree with me there, but we saw him at 75 minutes and the 80th minute. I think that's a pragmatic.
That's what you were at. That's what you were advocating
Yeah.
for, though, wasn't it? You know, you said do it strategically. You know.
Yeah, you don't want to put too much pressure. You don't want. I mean, if you make 3 wholesale changes, all youth, if that's what you do, and we score a goal, what's that going to do? I mean, not we score a goal. If we concede right after that because they haven't warmed up into the game yet, it's not going to do us any good.
Yeah. Oh, Southampton go along here over the top. Big Fraser.
Easy.
Drew Zilla says it's Spence first starting forever, regardless if he's playing Thursday. He'll probably couldn't do 90. We need to look after these guys. Absolutely spot on. Shawnee Malik says just stand in for today. Well, look, you got Lancashire, you got Darrington, Bergval, Gray, Spence, Shawnee. I think it's as good a day as any. Free the right side says a team that fucked up its defensive options 2 years in a row. We think developing defenders would be good. We leave them out of the Europa League squad and doesn't play the under-21s like Darrington. Well, he's on now, my man. He is on now. Derek Hutchinson says get a 42, Dave. Oh, why not?
What is he expecting Lancashire to?
I hope so. If he scores, I'll get a 42 to honor Will. That's for sure. Or Darrington from a corner kick.
Come on, Johnson, do something. I mean, that was pretty. What you did, a pretty little juke there, but do something actually positive. Yep.
No,
Use this as an opportunity. What's that?
Not that Lancashire's on. At least try and fucking get my goal.
That's it. Show some creativity out there. Try to provide. That's what you should be doing for this next 10 minutes, Johnson.
Darrington moving that ball around nicely. Oh, brilliant from Sarr. He's been sensational in that holding role. Here he is, steaming forward. Play Will. He does feed Will. Will, good touch. Defender just gets across, does well there. That's brilliant from Papa Sarr. That is brilliant. Guys, start getting your man of the matches in the chats. For me, it's about time I start putting the poll together. So please let me know who you want to put forward. Nick, who are you putting forward?
I think it's a hands down, man. I don't think anybody's really taking Jed Spence's spot on this one, just for the narrative, just for the redemption arc story. Spence, Papa Matasar, as you just said, fantastic game, fantastic, just all around, all over the pitch. It's been a little quiet in the last few minutes, but he's still the dominating force, as we just saw. I think it's Madison.
Yeah.
I get some agreements over there.
Son as well, I thought he was fantastic.
Oh, hold him back, Johnson. And then probably Son. I frankly think Bergwall had a pretty good game too. I don't know if he displaces Son on that.
No, I agree. I think the 4 are pretty nailed on, to be honest. I think it's got to be Jed Spence, Papa.
A lot of people going with Madison, it looks like. A lot of people going with Madison. I still say it's Spence.
I think Son had a really good first half. I think he was involved in everything. I think he was involved in 3 of the 5 goals at least. So I think he's got to go in there.
The Alaskan Hotspur agrees. I think his Jed Spence's first half and even just his first 15 minutes really set the tempo for what we saw for the rest of the match. I think he put it on his shoulders.
Yeah, absolutely spot on. Ange out crowd must be sick of Spence. Saved him twice. It's hilarious. Here we go, Kulu.
Oh, don't do that, Johnson.
Corner kick to Tottenham. Right, this is Darrington's chance. Guys, the poll is up. Make sure you get your votes in. Do you know what? I think Madison probably will win it, but I agree with Nick. I'll go with Jed Spence. I think, actually, between him and Madison, they were the catalyst, but Jed Spence kicked it off in fashion. So for me, he will be mine. Lucas Bergval is down here, though. That's not good. Maybe a young, quick appearance for Callum Olazesi off the bench.
It might be I think that would be very, very wise. How many subs have we used so far already, though?
3. We took Son off at half time and we made 2. We've made another 2, haven't we? Porro. Sar. Unleashing! Oh, unlucky for Papa Matt Sar. He can really hit them from distance. Son scores an assist too, but he's shit.
But he's shit. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you
Son's had
right
a
there,
great game today.
Druzella. Yeah, I thought he was pretty good. I think, it's very harsh on Sonny.
Who's saying that?
There's a lot of people. There's few people. Tyler is not agreeing that Son had a good game, for
You
one.
don't agree,
And
Tyler?
shame on you, Tyler.
Tyler, man, he scored 1, set up 2, and he was absolutely running right in the first half against them. I think you need to go back and look at the first half, Tyler. But look, each to their own. Maybe Tyler just held Sonny up to a higher standard.
Just a bit of a cramp for Lucas. Thank goodness for that. We don't need anybody else going out in this match. Probably start picking it up on the turnover, moving forward, trying to feed Timo Werner. He's successful in finding Timo Werner. Great with the overlap, but he looks like he's trying to get. Timo was trying to do a long ball over to Johnson, but just not enough juice on it. Michael W. agrees on Son had a good game. Daniel Larson agrees Son had a shite game.
Yeah, he was wasteful with a couple of opportunities. I think that's fair. Overall, though, he did have a good game.
People bringing up the score of the Chelsea match.
What is the score?
Chelsea 2, Brentford 1.
Oh, them fuckers.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to let them rain on my parade. All I wanted today was a Tottenham victory. Just heading into a big week. Man United and Liverpool before Christmas. Needed that sort of morale boosting victory. That's all I wanted today. I couldn't care about other teams. Fuck them. We're about ourselves right now.
King Hoddle saying the pundits on TV giving the man of the match to Madison.
Yeah. Fair play. He was good today.
It's a tough one. Yeah.
I'm telling you, people think I'm mad. Watch out. He'll be at Ali Pally over the Christmas. You watch. People think I'm crazy. You watch. He'll be out now that he's performed well. To be fair, do you know what? Madison's got me into the darts. I'm hooked on them now. I can't wait to watch Ali Pally this week.
So you actually watch the darts on TV?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was...
It's like...
I was, to be fair...
Oh, come on, Johnson.
No, he missed. He's 4 yards out. Brennan could have put the icing on the cake there and made it 6. Look, we won't complain. We've got 5 goals today. We've been treated, but you should have buried that. He's probably offside anyway, actually, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. But yeah, do you know what? I probably got a good year last year. The emergence of Luke Littler, the 16-year-old, who just went all the way to the final. Luke Humphreys, there was some good darts last year. And yeah, I like watching it on the telly, actually, Nick. I think,
it's one of those...
You're under pressure. Those, man. You've got thousands of people behind you, jollying up, waiting for you to fuck up and shit like that. And it's how they can just routinely hit like treble 20s and shit. It's madness. Because like growing up, my mate had a dartboard in his garage, and we used to toss around a few darts. And
yeah, me too.
It's hard,
Yeah, it's not easy. But as a spectator sport, man, I just don't get it. I love going to. I like playing it. I like watching it at the pub. But on TV, it's like watching the billiards. It's I don't know. I question what I am doing in front of this TV right now, watching these people.
No, I can't wait, Ali. It started tonight. That's why I was hoping for an early kickoff day. But look, things I have to sacrifice. But I'll catch up on it and catch up on what I can during the week. But I do love a bit of darts now. I can understand why James Madison is hooked, but he needs to give up filming for YouTube channels. Every time I turn on YouTube, he's on there lately, lad. It's the latest one he was on, Pro Director or something like that. Spilling beans on the teammates or something. Dorrington. Nice few touches there. Oh, 2 minutes to go. Good day for Spurs. You know, we came into this under pressure. If Ange Postecoglou would have lost in that, they would have. Southampton owners is RM. Is that the manager or is that the what's the manager's name? Or is that the owners? Southampton fans protesting against somebody. But look, Ange Postecoglou was under pressure today. Many people are expecting us to roll over, maybe take a hiding here or take some sort of loss. And could be the end of Ange Postecoglou. But Jedi Spence helps him fight another day yet again.
Mm-hmm. Spence to the rescue one more time. Super Spence. Kulu's still exerting a lot of energy. Kulu's been on the entire match.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. Saying that, though, he was rested against Rangers. He didn't come on today, did he?
Right. And he's got a good 3 days full of rest.
People torn in the darts over the comments. What I would say is, I was of a similar opinion. Like, my mates growing up used to watch it and shit, but I'm not sitting there watching that shit. Oh, well done, Fraser.
Don't blow it. Good job, Fraser. Don't blow it at the last minute.
But I said last year, I'll take the time out. I'll see what it's all about because I'm starting to try and broaden my horizons. Like I watched a docuseries on polo the other day, trying to figure out, what people see in these sports that I class as shit. And you know what? Darts is one of them that's changed my perspective. I still have the same view on cricket, though.
On cricket, I can't.
Come on.
Game over.
Right, Nick, stop the timer. We don't want people giving out to us now over the next few minutes. But guys,
thank you.
What a victory. First of all, let's say thank you to Nick for giving up the time today. It was his daughter's 30th birthday yesterday. So happy belated birthday to her if she's watching. But, Nick still arrived here today, helped get this up and running. So really appreciate that. Make sure you say thank you to Nick. But most of all, guys, what a performance from Tottenham Hotspur. Like I was saying, we came into this game under a lot of pressure, under a lot of scrutiny. The manager's job was in doubt. We've answered absolutely emphatically. Maybe that rollicking in the press has spark these players into life, throwing them under the bus like that has maybe got the desired reaction that he was after. So, and, Postecoglou, I'd argue, he deserved that today. He made the changes. He made some brave calls. He brought in Jedi Spence, took Pedro Porro out, and it worked an absolute treat. 1 minute into the game, I barely had time to settle in and, have a swig of my Lucas said, and Jed Spence is already better player and played Madison in behind and he finished it. That was the start. That was the catalyst. So what a decision. And also Jed Spence was special all game on the right and the left-hand side defensively. Didn't put a foot wrong in possession. So assured. Passing. He can play all these intricate passes. He can cross a ball, play balls in behind. And do you know what? That kid deserves a lot of praise tonight. And hopefully off the back of this, he can go and enjoy his Christmas because this is a kid that arrived at Tottenham Hotspur from the Championship. He's had the hard way into football. Out of the team that he was on, he's one of the last ones picked out of it to go into an academy. Then through the academy, he was always the last one getting his contract renewed. He had a bit of trouble at the club I think he was at before he ended up at, who did we sign him off? Middlesbrough or Nottingham Forest? Can't even remember now. He had a bit of trouble.
A multi-trade, yeah.
Yeah, because Steve Warnock, I think, picked him out for something. He was saying about his attitude and stuff. But he come to Tottenham, and before he even arrived, Conte's out there. He's not my signing, which means straight away you're up against it in terms of the manager and stuff like that. And Conte was never really going to play him because he was using him as a stick to beat Daniel Levy with as a power struggle to say you do it my way or you don't. So Jed Spence straight away, and if you're Jed Spence at that young age after getting your dream move, no matter what you do day in, day out, you are going to lose your head at some point. But he's gone away. He's been sent out on loan. He's come back and he's more mature because of it. Even though things haven't gone his way this year, off the back of preseason, brilliant preseason, you're thinking he's going to get his opportunity. He had to wait. Then he came on against Coventry. Ange was under pressure, saved his ass. You're thinking, right, now he's going to get his opportunity. But he's had a bit of a groin problem since then. So it's been a very sort of stop and start 2 years for Jed Spence. And he's gone through the absolute ringer. Mentally, that must absolutely screw you up here if all you want to do is just go and play football. And to still come out with the reaction he did today and the performance he did today, he deserves a lot of praise. But, Berg Valley midfield, I thought was an absolute masterstroke as well. I thought it was brilliant all game, especially earlier on, getting on the ball, moving it side to side very quickly, one touch, not slowing it down like we've seen Basuma do on so many occasions. I think special credit Papa Matasar today really stepped up, really emerging as a leader in terms of performances. Of course, capped it off with a goal today, but he was absolutely insane. Even in the first half, the one where he chipped it around, the guy ran on the other end of it. Even there in the second half, the guy comes to press him, just knocks it round the corner. He's gone again. Give it back to me. Plays him with Lancashire. He was superb today. Who else? I think Son had an absolute brilliant first half. He ran them absolutely ragged. A goal, 2 assists. Had a couple of other chances. Probably could have had a hat trick on another day. James Maddison was absolutely fantastic today. Took these 2 goals really, really well. So a lot of the leaders sort of stepped up today as well. And look, regardless of your opinion on Ange Postecoglou, we all needed this win heading into that Man United game, because regardless of your opinion on Postecoglou, one thing we all agree on as Spurs fans, we want to win a trophy. We want to go deep in the cups. We've got a massive game against Man United now Thursday night. We put on a big scoreline here today, conserved energy, got players off. I think it was a big tick. Postecoglou released the pressure on him a little bit. Now you're looking at, I think we're 5 points off top 4. Yes, we sit in 10th, but, we're starting to close that gap. So that's looking a little bit better. At least we're close to the top 4 than we are relegation now. And, we just needed this morale boosting victory heading into that cup game. Man United would also be going into it off a high, after beating Man City late on, but they would have expelled a lot of energy. So hopefully today's performance sort of works out in our favour. But all around, Nick, just a good day at the office today, considering the pressure that was on us.
Yeah, man. And, this is a positive, but it's not going to, quell any of the animosity towards our manager. It's just not. It's the performance that if you're supporting Ange, you were hoping to see. If you were hoping that we come out with a trophy, it gives us a little bit of hope that we can put these kinds of games together. But it's really nothing compared to what's going on Thursday. That's really where, the rubber hits the road, to use a Yank
Do you
expression.
know what, though, Nick? I would say, it is important to enjoy days like this, because we've had one win in 8. Everyone's getting cranky, everyone's getting narky. We put up 5 today, and we're going into Man United in a bit of a better headspace, a bit of a better mood, morale boost than what we were. So I do think it's important to enjoy today. What I will say is I do think that second half won't help. I think a lot of fans will probably say, well, why didn't we go on and kill them and stuff like that? I don't think it will sway anybody to be Ange off the back of that because of the way the second half went. And he might be picked out for a bit of criticism off the way the back of the second half went. But ultimately, I think it's good man management by Ange Postecoglou. He's been criticised for it, and I think it was the right decision to say, look, guys, sit off them, the job's done, conserve yourself.
Yeah, you know what though? I mean, so you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. If you're Ange Postecoglou, you're not going to pay. And that's why I respect what he says when he says I don't really care what the fans say, is because you can't run a football club that way. You can't run you can't run a squad by listening to people on Twitter. You're going to self-destruct in your first month. You have to look and see what your faults are, and you got to work on them in the right way. It's what I was talking about with, giving the youth their time when you can. You can't always just do it. Sometimes it just doesn't make as much sense. Is this how he wanted them to play in the second half? I kind of think it is. I kind of think it's, getting a clean sheet was just as important as getting the youth some time right now. It's building confidence in that back line that you're going to have to play on Thursday. You are going to have to play Dragusin, and you are going to have to play Archie Gray, who is not a center back, at center back in a cup tie against Manchester United. So they need the confidence. So settle it down, play a little bit boring, get the clean sheet. I think it makes sense. That being said, there were still some defensive frailties that we saw in the second half that are just, they are really, really worrying. I feel a lot better with the fact that we may see Spence start. I would rather him start on the right and give us that defensive solidity that Poro's been lacking lately. I don't think it's going to happen. I think, it's going to be him in place of Udogie. Who knows, though?
I do agree with that, though. I like, as much as you should enjoy today, I don't think we should also, on the flip side, get carried away with today. Man United is going to be a tougher test, a tougher ask. That win over Man City, will relieve a lot in the dressing room. They will come in fired up, pumped up. Amarim will as well. And he's a good manager, that guy. And Man United would probably take some of them chances that Southampton didn't today. I think you're absolutely spot on. So we can't read too much into it, man. You're right. Southampton had 4 or 5 chances in that second half, especially, where Man United will punish that. So I do agree. I do agree with that. But look, it's just good to relieve the tension, man. It's just good to finally get that fucking victory. Just from a fan's point of view, to be quite honest, just as a fan, it's nice just to be able to enjoy a victory for once, especially heading into Christmas. It's right around the corner. It's supposed to be the jolly season. So look, I'm going to enjoy tonight, but I'm not going to get too carried away because you're right, Nick. The big game is the cup game, Thursday night. Let's see what happens. But it's just good that we can go into there now with a confidence boost of our own. Just like Man United are going in with one, we'll go with one off the back of that now. We picked up a draw against Rangers, a result here. That's what, 2 games without defeat heading into the Man United game. So hopefully now, we can sort of use that confidence and go and play them off the park. The good thing, it's at home. And it was just important to get this win because if we didn't win today and we were going into that and Postecoglou was still in charge, at home, the atmosphere hasn't been great.
No.
I think, it might have come back to bite us, but I think now that we've won 5-0, now that it's a cup quarter final, it's at home, Man United under lights, I think it might actually generate the atmosphere, and that 12th man could be enough just to get us over the line on the night. So I think, that victory today was needed in many aspects.
I think you make a really good point, man. I think it had to be a dominant performance and not just a win. If we would have just scraped by on a 2-1, something like that, I don't think it would have instilled the confidence, first off, in the fan base, who we're relying on to be the 12th man, but, in the dressing room, really. It's this kind of performance where they can sit back and the clean sheet really, really does matter, especially defensively. That's the confidence we need right now. It's the best possible outcome, I think. Even 5-0, man, 10-0, I don't think would have made that much more of a difference,
But look, I think another thing on the plus side before we start getting into comments, Nick, as well, is, we've got to see some of the youngsters out there now, okay, 5-0 up, but then minutes will mean absolutely everything to Alfie Darlington, in terms of
absolutely,
speed, in terms of that they press you out at this sort of level, etc. Getting comfortable on the ball on that. Minutes will mean everything to Lancashire. Bergvall getting good minutes in his system today, So, and it'd be interesting, was Darlington brought in at left side of centre back with Gray going out at left back in a view maybe that Adoji might not be available for Thursday night. Let's wait and see what happens. But it's good that he has got a few minutes under his belt so that if he is selected to go out there, it's not going to be alien to him to a certain degree. He does have some minutes under his belt. So I think a huge positive, some of the kids got on tonight. Some of the kids started in terms of Gray and Bergvall, and, every single one of them done themselves justice. What you're looking at in these sort of games is, are they just going through the motions, or are they adding to what you're trying to do? And every single one of them came on and added. They didn't shy away. They wanted the ball. They were confident, and that's a good start for them. So I think plenty of positives to walk away from tonight with.
Yep. Well, let's get into some of these. You got a couple of super chats in here right now. Ed Martin with the coys and Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to you, Mr. Martin. Thank you very much.
Buzzing. Happy
Big
Christmas.
Fazzy.
Happy Christmas to you, Ed.
Big Fazzy 4-1 with our fans should not stop believing in Ange, top man. I still believe, man, myself. I still think he's the man to take us forward right now. But it's that word that we all hate to have to keep listening to every time we sack a manager. It's patience, man. It's patience. And then the other word, backing, man. Those are the 2 dirty words at Tottenham when it comes to sacking the manager. Jerome in with the super chat. Crazy idea. But against Man U, I would go Spence, Dorrington, Dragusin, and Gray. You guys were the 3 in the back. I kind of understand, but I kind of don't see it ever happening. And, he doesn't play with that type of wing. And just doesn't play with that type of wing. I don't know if we have. I don't want to see Porro as we will be exposed. That I got to agree with.
Just quickly, first of all, on Faz Radfar, you probably have to change the name to Faz Radfar 5-0 Spurs now after today's game. So you'll have to create a new account on that one. But look, just quickly on that comment, and we'll get on to Jerome's, is, look, I don't think today's result is going to get anybody onside, and I don't think it's going to throw anybody off. What I would say is, I do think, at some point, common sense has to prevail. You can't keep going after managers with the CVs that they're arriving here with. It's absolutely madness, and then we make them look clueless, etc. It's got to be about backing and funding these guys for them to be able to implement their systems. You're going to be bringing in guys with CVs that they do. Postecoglou has 8 or 9 honours on his CV. Conte had the same. Jose Mourinho has 26. And we're all saying they're clueless, they're stupid, they're arrogant, they won't do this, they won't do that. Reality is, what they've done is worked everywhere else, bar Tottenham Hotspur, and it's about time we start changing, calling for them to be bad. What I would say, don't get me wrong, I think the results against the likes of your Ipswiches, your Leicesters, your Palaces have become very, very frustrating, and it's been compounded then by the injury crisis that we've suffered, which has, in turn, seen us suffer in terms of results, which compiles on top of it. But when we get it right, like today, you blow Southampton away within 20 minutes, Man City, Aston Villa, when we do get it right, and for me, that's why I think I would take the gamble. Get Postecoglou to January, try and give him more of what we can.
Yeah.
And let's see what we can do coming out the back end of the season. If we can add a few, get a couple back from injuries and really sort of kick on, especially if we can stay in the Carabao Cup. I just think when we do get it right and the way you win, when you do win, I think it's too much of a risk to throw it away and change tack and bring someone else in here. For me, I would take the gamble and back this guy personally. But look, I know that's going to be a very unpopular opinion, but I think with the likes of the Ipswich losses, Leicester losses and stuff, I think that's stuff that can genuinely be sorted out with a couple of shrewd signings. And with more shrewd signings comes different ideas, for the manager and stuff like that. Whereas I think if we were beating them teams, but we were getting slapped up by the big teams, then it's just clear the manager doesn't have the quality to be able to compete with them. Tottenham's problems in years gone by is when we've got to the quarterfinals or semi-finals or finals of cup competitions, we haven't been able to get at the big dogs. We've always been knocked out by one of them. Well, we've seen under Postecoglou, we can beat them. So for me, when you're losing to the smaller teams, that is stuff that you can fix. It's the big teams that you need to routinely go out and beat. And we've shown that we can do that this season. Man United was another one. So let's see if we can back it up Thursday night. But I do think it's too good to let go of to a degree. And then on to Jerome. Look, I think the back four for me, I think Spence, will he come in for Porro? I'm not quite so sure, I'm not quite so sure. It'd be interesting to see. I don't think Porro done himself any justice coming on. I don't think he was great by any means, to be honest. There was still a couple of times where he gave away some sloppy passes and stuff. But I think Jed Spence has to start against Man United. I think you have to, when you look at the performances of late, Nick, right, we have been very lethargic. There hasn't been a lot of energy. Spence brought that energy today, and I think it sort of, everybody has fed off it. Everyone has picked up off it. 1 minute into the game, boom, straight in behind, Madison, goal, 1-0 up. And, look how quickly we went out to unravel Southampton after that. We kept on going at them. We went 5-0 up before the half was out. So I think you've got to capitalize on the fresh energy that Gents is bringing. I think if he was a bit rocky today, a couple of misplaced passes, I'd say, I'm a bit doubtful. But he was that good today. I think you've got to start against Man United.
I agree, man. I agree. He brought a particular amount of just the willingness to make something happen that we just haven't seen in so many matches, and particularly in the last just 4 weeks, where it should be a given that we should be turning a couple of teams over, and there's just there's no desire to go and take a stranglehold somebody. He clearly had that in his locker, and other people fed off of it. Bergvall was playing off of him in a way that, with confidence, in a way that I haven't seen him play with anybody else. So I agree, man. I really think you got to find a way. It doesn't matter who's fit. I think you got to find a way to get him in on Thursday.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. I think just the energy alone and the fact that he's so good in possession, I think he's got to start. Now, I think probably Dorrington will be on the bench again with Gray, probably filling in at centre back, Spencer left back, Porro right back. I would imagine if Destiny Dozie ain't available. But if Porro ain't playing too well, get Dorrington on and see what he can do. But I'm delighted for absolutely delighted for Alfie Dorrington today, though, to Jerome. He's had a tough sort of period, because usually as a youngster, it is down to luck, a lot of it, for you getting through and getting your chance. And sometimes it's down to timing. And when it came to Alfie Dorrington, he had a superb season for the under-21s. He was superb for the under-18s. You know, when they went the under-17s and the under-18s Cup, he was absolutely brilliant, absolutely superb. And last year when we had the injury crisis, come the January, Postecoglou opted to allow Ashley Phillips to go out on loan and kept Alfie Dorrington around the football club, which shows that, he does like Alfie Dorrington and he preferred him to Ashley Phillips. And I just can't help but think if Alfie Dorrington didn't pull the hamstring, last season twice, and then end up having to get surgery, I think he would have got some minutes towards the back end of the season. So that's had to be delayed, and he's had to be very patient this season for his opportunity. So, for that opportunity and for that timing to come back around again is absolutely insane. But that's what it's all about, and I'm absolutely delighted for him because as a youngster, it's very easy to go, do you know what, my opportunity's gone now, it's fucked, fucking hamstring or whatever, it's very easy to lose your head, but he hasn't. He's worked back, and that opportunity has come back around. So I think it's a good example to any youngster, when things like that don't happen or don't go right, just continue to do the right things. Your opportunity will come back around.
I agree, man. Hey, just a heads up, I had a bit of a mare there with the chat, man, so I lost access to any of the super chats after Jerome's right there. So if you can bring them up on your
I don't
end
think there is
and
any.
read them. I thought that maybe there were one or two, but I could be wrong on that.
No, we'll take a few more comments from the chat and that, Nick, and then look, we'll let you, off. You can go and get some hungover food, plenty of grease into you, soak it up. But we'll take a few more comments there from the chat. I'll pick a few out here. Skunkwork says you can't keep some of the fan base happy. These are the teams we should be beating. We beat them. And then the comment is, yeah, but it's only blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake. Look, for me, I just enjoy the victories when we win. People go, oh, Dave, you're a happy clapper when we win. And it's sort of like, no, I just know that the time that we're in, victories are few and far in between. I've learned my lesson over the last few years. So when days like today do come around where we do play well, I'll go and enjoy it. And I would say to everybody else, go and enjoy it. But also, let's not get too carried away. Let's not start memeing Southampton all over the internet and stuff like that. There's no need for that. They're crap. They're absolutely piss poor. They're going straight back down. United will be a tougher test. But enjoy the victory today. How long has it been? So just enjoy it today. We can get back round to real talk, just before the Man United game. Free the right side says, what game management, bringing on Johnson and Werner, leaving kids on the bench, not giving young defenders a chance. So we have options and running around first choice into the ground, playing 90 minutes. What a clown. Look, each to their own. I think, look, don't get me wrong, I didn't like Kulu being out there for 90 minutes and that, but we got Son off, got him rested nice and early. And I think, Nick was saying at halftime, let's not rush getting these youngsters on. Make sure we do it in increments so that we don't suffer, And look, at the end of the day, I think it's a good game. I think it's good all around. People pick him out for his game management all the time. Yes, don't get me wrong. I'm a bit annoyed that we didn't go on and put 7, 8, 9 by them, because we really could have put up a scoreline like that tonight if we wanted to. But in hindsight, you got Man United coming up on Thursday night. I think it was right to send them out there to conserve energy. The job was done in the first half. That was clearly the game plan. People call him Postecoglou. He's got no plan. He's got no this, no that. And I think when he does get it right, I think you've got to give him praise. The game plan clearly was today. They make the most mistakes, playing out from the back than any other team in the Premier League. They recognise that. Go after them, force them into mistakes, give you the ball back, take your chances, get the game done early so that we can conserve energy and rest ourselves for Thursday night. Now, look, doesn't necessarily mean we're going to go on and win Thursday night. But I think in terms of game plan goes, I think you got it absolutely correct. Anything you want to say, Nick?
I'm just going to parrot what you said, man. My brain is starting to turn to mush right now, too, man. So, as you well know. I'm on my last legs. No
problems. But look, we'll keep going. Deborah Smith says, well done, Dave. Enjoy the wins and don't let anyone else spoil the joy. No, look, that's just my personal choice. Like I said, I'll never tell anybody how to support this football club. I mean, we pay some of the highest prices around, right? So you get to support the football club the way you want to support it. You pay more than enough to be able to support it. That's just my feeling on it. Maybe it's just my coping mechanism. I'm not quite so sure, but I will enjoy these sort of victories, to be quite frank. Who else have we got here? We've got Frankie.
Shamu bringing up the question, when is Wilson Odegaard back, man? What is it, February?
Some were saying February. I thought he was out, more or less ruled out for the end of the season. So I think anywhere in between them would be good, Nick. With our medical department, we don't know. We might see him in 2030, Nick. You just don't know.
Yeah, that's the way things are at Tottenham Hotspur right now.
Frankly, Tottenham says Bergie could be a very good player. He just needs experience. Look, I think when you look at Bergvall, he's got all the traits of a guy that can play a ball, right? He knows technically he's good. He can read the game. He's got, good technique in terms of his passing, good passing range. He gets around. He can read the game. I just think you're looking at a player that just needs to bulk up a little bit. He's 18 years of age. He's still a big boy for 18 years of age. But
yeah,
talking about a guy come from the Swedish league to the Premier League, it's a different physicality and a different stamina needed altogether, complete different. So, it's going to take him a while to adjust. But what I think we can see is that we've got a player there to work with, and if we develop him right, then it's been a smart piece of business, what I would say, Nick.
Yeah, man, I saw a lot more from him today than I've seen when in Europa League in particular. And it's confidence, and it's knowing where his teammates are, and it's just going forward. We expected him to be the kind of guy that isn't a pass back merchant or isn't a sideways, and to help us get out of the horseshoe football thing. We haven't seen that. Today though, that was exactly what I was looking for out of Bergvall today. So I wouldn't write him off in the least. I think he's got a long way to go. Long way to go.
Yeah. No, 100%. I think, he's got a long way to go, but he did look good today. Sir South saying that as well. Bergvall looked good today. Frankly, Tottenham says, well said, Dave. Appreciate that. We've got Free, the right side back, says, gave a 19-year-old 8 minutes. Well, great management, especially when he gets another defender injured. Ange fan club just talked about injuries all that last season. They think no one else has them. No, look, I'm not one of them. I know that, every other club suffers them. And if you've tuned into any of the stuff that I've said before, I don't use it as an excuse. I think, there are obstacles that come up, of course, along the course of the season. You've got to try and navigate them as best as you can. However, when I look back at it, you also got to give the manager the best opportunity to be able to navigate these situations with all the right pieces of the puzzle. When you look back at the summer transfer window, no one can tell me they've done their very best to be able to give Ange the very best they could to be able to navigate crises like this. So therefore, that's why I say it's not all on the manager. And I just think I'm bringing a bit of fairness to it. I'm not, just going to blame him for absolutely everything. But look, each to their own, my man. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. Look, I could be sitting here in a couple of weeks' time. He could get sacked, and I'd say, you know what? Fair play to you. You're right. Fair play. I'm not going to argue with anybody about Angie and Ange out. I'll give my opinion. Hopefully people can give theirs. And it's up to everybody else where they sit. But I just think what we can't do is keep entering the realm of, sacking these managers. And I think also, to be quite frank, and I've said this plenty of times before, I think when you're very quick to sack a manager, you're doing Levy's bidding for him. Everyone moans about him taking the cheap way out, the cheap option all the time. To do is too dear and all that sort of jazz. But when you're calling for a manager's head and you make it as easy as we do for Daniel Levy to get rid of a guy, you're giving him the cheap way out. You're doing his bidding for him. The tough thing to do is stand behind the manager and say, get him backed. All the fans behind him, we don't want him to go. You got to back this guy. It puts the pressure on them and makes them spend 20, 30, 40 million a pop to try and put this right. But when you're sacking a manager, you're paying him what, 10 million, probably less, and that's it dealt with, nice and easy. Bring in the next guy. So you keep giving the club the cheap option out at some point, and I'm not sitting here saying that Andrew's the right guy to stand behind and do that for. Everyone will make up their own decision on that, but I do think at some point, you've got to do that for a manager to get that sort of cultural change that we really need, because by hiring and firing managers, all we're doing is keep relying on new manager bounces, and we'll keep finding ourselves in the same situation. At some point, if we really want to get out of it, you've got to stand behind the guy and the man that he gets back. I think that's the only way out of it, quite frank. Look, the owners as well, people more, I appreciate the people that go out and protest. I think he keeps them on their toes to a certain degree. I think they could be a lot worse than maybe what some people say they already were if it didn't have anybody sort of holding them accountable and stuff like that. So fair play to them guys. But the reality is, until someone comes in with 5 billion, and then when they do, Daniel Levy will say 8 billion. So until someone finds that, he ain't selling. He's not just going to walk away and hand the club away on the cheap. So, the only option is, right now, I believe, is just to stand there, back a manager, and make sure you demand that he gets backed until other opportunities come around, I think you can still demand that they get back and still say, look, but we still want you to sell up, quite frank. But look, Nick, I've had enough to say. Anything you want to say before we end off, buddy? And again, I really appreciate you digging in today, my man.
Listen, man, it's been a pleasure, as it always is. I'm getting back into the swing of pressing the buttons and running the controls. A little bit rusty, but we got there in the end, man. So thanks for having me on. Without a doubt, it's a 5-0 win. Can't be mad at that.
People were
I don't
calling you
care.
good luck charm earlier on, Nick. They were saying, tell Jack to go to his sisters more often.
Yeah, well, let's see if what happens if I come on the Man United game, man. That's where I don't even want to even think about it. Think about it, because nobody will ever want to see my face on YouTube again. But with that, I am looking forward to seeing Jack back in his rightful place, man, and I'm looking forward to watching the watch along on Thursday, man. And with any luck, if the good Lord is willing and the creek don't rise, we come out into the next round of the Carabao Cup, man, and that is what I'm going to be focusing on for the next 3 days.
Well, look, I think all of us will be focusing on that now. Today's job done, good victory. Go and enjoy yourself. If you're going for an Indian, get naan bread, rice and chips, load up, really go for it. But then come back down to reality. We've got bigger fish to fry, coming up Thursday night against Man United. That is an absolute big game. We win that, all of a sudden you're in the semi-final of the cup. You start getting giddy, you start getting excited. The mood can change very, very quickly. So it's been an absolute Jedi spectacular day. Go and enjoy yourself,
True
guys.
indeed.
And lives to fight another day. My God, he's got to be inviting Jed Spence round to the family dinner table at this point. That's twice now he's come up proper for him. Guys, I want to say a massive thank you to Nick today. Really filling in, He had his daughter's birthday party last night. We had trouble getting it up and running, but the guy, went to the lengths and arts to make sure we got this done today. So please make sure you big up Nick for that. Also, Jack, hurry up back. I've too many days away without you now. I've too much to do, too much on my plate. I need you back. So please hurry back, Jack. And guys at home, thank you very much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Look, go and enjoy yourself. Sunday evening, we got the victory. Go what I'm going to do. Turn on the darts. Have a good evening. And I'll see you back here tomorrow at some point. I'm not sure about, some of the other streams that we usually do on a Monday, because I do have a hospital appointment tomorrow. Now, over here, it's not like you got an appointment a certain time, you walk in and you're seen. You can be sitting there for 2 hours before you're even seen. So I'm not sure what time I'm going to get back at and stuff like that. Don't worry about me. It's just a routine checkup, stuff like that, blood tests. So don't worry about me, but I'll keep you updated on what will be coming out. But guys, have a good evening, as always. Come
And
on,
for you, Ellie, I got 5 on it.